Alrighty. Let's make sure everything is good to go. Let's see. Let's get some music going. Hello to whoever's checking in. Currently just setting up the stream. Alright, nice.
In a time long past, the armies of the dark came again into the lands of men. Their leaders became known as the Fallen Lords, and their terrible sorcery was without equal in the West. In 30 years, they reduced the civilized nations to carrion and ash, until the free city of Madrigal alone defied them. An army gathered there, and a desperate battle was joined against the Fallen. Heroes were born in the fire and bloodshed of the wars which followed, and their names and deeds will never be forgotten.
All right. Quick mic check here. How's it going, everyone? So this is your boy Pa, and I'm gonna be going through the games between the MWC finalists. They met in the first week of the QRs, and then they didn't meet again until a month later in DE3. So we'll be able to see what differences arise in these teams due to that month-long lack of playing against each other, but at the same time they were playing against each other quite often on the Gate of Storm server, so if anything we'll be able to see if the teams have developed. But first we'll start at the very beginning. QR1. It is king of the map on Desert Between Your Ears. So between these teams, we have, I almost want to call them the Mighty Men, but I forget what the fuck their team name is. But they are MM. They're also known as My Team, so it's always fun to see old teams get recreated in certain ways. And they're against HOTSauce, which is a group of mostly Northern American players. I mean, MM has a lot more Europeans. What the hell is this team's name called? Is it the Mighty Men? What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, they're officially known as My Team here. Anyway, checking out the strategies real quick. Asmodean trading for a large force of Malay, about 6 dwarves. We should be able to, you know, provide a rather consistent push, although they could dud. They're gonna be maxing out the boss. Looks like he's gonna want to send the warriors on his team south. Meanwhile, over on MM, we got about 4 different players with some archers here. Only 3 dwarves to Hot Squad 6. Far less goals, far less thrall. Looks like I don't know. Looks like Mighty Men, or my team, traded for like 2 extra goals here, so we'll have to see. Yeah, we got them going out right away.
Flag captured.
Looks like MM's gonna get this early tag here.
Flag captured.
As you can see, Smo sending Thrall to the mid to the north. And Genghis, HMP, and Limp man in the war packs.
Flag captured.
And it looks like
Flag captured.
my team is doing the exact same thing. I have all 3 players,
Flag
Karma,
captured.
Blade, Arsenic, with the war packs.
Flag captured.
We're gonna speed it up a little bit here. We got Spoon and PK headed mid. Thal is on a gold pack, it seems. Homer, Garrick, and Asmo with the Dwarf Thrall squads for Hot. And I don't know. Hots is supposed to be able to push here, but now that the goals have caught up to MM, they're taking a breather real quick. Looks like Thal is heading south. Small adjustment of his gold pack to help add to that. And I mean, at this point, MM should probably back up and play defensive here. We'll see. What do you got? 7%? 13%? You got like 45% of Hots all south. Yeah, rather than going for that push, Limp's gonna break off, try to go help out mid here.
Flag
which is being
contested.
pushed. Looks like you got Garrick harassing this flag over here, getting some extra time for his team.
Flag contested. Flag captured.
Ooh,
Flag lost.
good little counter pass by Argos. Asmo almost gets off a dud that would have just rocketed right into all of Argos' archers. Perhaps a little lucky there. Right now there's just a very small
Flag contested.
few seconds
Flag
lead.
contested. Flag contested.
But it seems Asmo's team has overcome that rather quickly. All thanks to Garrick. But I don't know. Basically, Hots' mid is just biding time right here. Like, if archers were anything useful in Myth 2, they'd be able to kill these dwarves and push over the mid. But since they're pretty useless, especially when there's no fire arrows in the map and it's... the flames wouldn't burn on sand to begin with. I mean, they're just useless. Totally useless units. At this point, you might as well just sacrifice them to have the pus wasted on them. But, I mean, the time is so close where neither team really needs to make a major move here. Looks like Blade is gonna start provoking Garrick a little bit more. Garrick with a nice snipe on that ghoul. Or goal. Please don't hate me for calling it a ghoul. Jesus. Homer's Duff doing some dance moves, but taking a little bit of damage along the way. Alright, so Blade is totally trying to take advantage of these two dwarves, but as you'll see, Archer's Blow, they kind of need more pus here, and unfortunately for them, Garrick is about to pus them from behind, as well as send his Thrall out of the water. I mean, this is way more interesting than this boring shit that's going on mid-south, I'll tell you that. Garrick coming up big with the pus. Looks like his Thrall gonna be able to take out the dwarf, and all of a sudden Blade is in some serious trouble. Looks like at the same time we have Thal taking command of this flag in the southwest. Karma and Terry just kind of hanging out down there.
Flag captured.
And Thal just really
Flag
going to
contested.
work in the south. They're going to have that contested at the moment. I just want to see what Garrick is doing here. Looks like one of his dwarves has gone down
lost.
since.
Flag contested.
Dodging a little bit slow. The journeyman's now run up on it. And actually this is kind of rough. He's going to be able to win this Thrall micro here, but he really needs to just get to this flag immediately.
Flag contested. Flag captured. Flag contested.
Journeyman's able to go down here. Looks like the rest of Thal's goals are now in the northern
Flag
part of the map.
lost.
So Thal really playing two different parts of the map here. He's only just stopped contesting the southwest. So you see you got about a minute lead for Hot Squad now. And I mean, Garrick going to tag that flag. It's going to take a bit for these archers to chop down the Thrall.
5 minutes remaining. Flag captured.
And it looks like they're going to take a little bit of damage. I mean, MM finally pushing this mid a little bit more, but at the same time they're just totally lacking any push. I mean, you have the dwarves way far back here. And I get the general idea is, like, maybe the archers can, you know, pick off some of these ghouls, some of these dwarves. But it's like they're really not dealing that much damage at all. They're practically useless. I mean, now the dwarf is moving up, but I mean,
Flag
Hot Squad
lost.
only has to just bide time here.
Flag
They're in the
contested.
flag lead, you know. Now this is like 2-minute flag lead, and they're still able to contest some
Flag
this thing in the
captured.
north. Just by having more units, and, you know, overall a better unit trade, I think. Especially for a king of
Flag
the map.
captured. Flag contested. Flag contested.
Pus goes down here, but I mean, doesn't seem to be able to be capitalized very well. And it looks like Karma will now be moving in on HMP in the
Flag
south.
lost.
Nice little defensive mood by Smo and
Flag
Homer
captured.
there, I believe. And Karma has not pounced yet, but these dwarves are really putting up a great defense. I mean,
Stand clear.
like the archers, ouch. Garrett continuing to
Flag
contest this
lost.
northwest flag as well. And looks like Karma will back off down here.
Flag contested. Flag lost.
I mean, it looks like it will be unavailable for them to contest that any longer. Now, MM finally getting a flag lead, probably for the first time outside of, like, the very first flag. But let's see how long they can milk this, because they're down by 4 flags. They're really good. They got something sent up to the northeast, and that should be captured soon. And those goals just can't get on the northwest. Possible dud. Limp is going to pick that right back up.
Flag contested. Flag contested.
He's going to drop
Flag
it, sniping out that archer. But unfortunately, it looks like Terry's goal is autoed, and he's going to pick that back up as well. Angus's goal went in, took
Flag
out some more of those
contested.
archers. And now you really just start to see Spoon and PK's dwarves getting into the fight here, but I feel like they could have been moving forward long ago.
Flag contested. Flag captured.
Spoon's dwarf will go down.
Flag
Still
contested.
one dwarf
Flag
advantage there.
lost.
Looks like a fight went down in the south. HMP has emerged victorious over
Flag
Karma.
contested.
But I don't know, yeah, they're able to take both of these
Flag
flags in the south here
captured.
now. It's just going to
Flag
add up more
contested.
time, and with 90 seconds left, I just don't think that MM will be able to be on more flags.
Flag contested.
Well, enough flags where they're going to be able to come back. I mean, furthermore, they literally need to take away Hot's ability to be on the flags, and you know, they only really have units mid now.
1 minute remaining. Flag contested.
So, what to learn from this? Well, Garrick, he really worked the magic
Flag
here up in the
contested.
north. Was able to control both flags for a long while.
30 seconds
Looks
remaining.
like the two warriors that were sent to the
Flag
northeast
captured.
also lost to his Thrall micro. Like, Garrick is just the total fucking MVP of this game in so many ways. An unfortunate puss will go down. But even more unfortunate is that
Flag
dud.
contested.
Got him.
Flag lost.
So here we go. Yeah. I mean, it seems like, I mean, in the end here, MM ends up being down in percent, right? So they were able to really tear into that percentage deficit at the end of the game, but it took them being completely together. And furthermore, like losing these two flank matchups with, I think it's Garrick and Blade, HMP and Karma. If one of those had gone in the way of MM's favor, I mean, they might have just been able to totally turn this game around. But I mean, this Warpack fight didn't happen until the very end of the game. I mean, both teams sending all of their Warpack players immediately to the south and just really just being passive. I don't know. I really don't fucking like archers, to be honest. But yeah, so Garrick, 36 damage here. He's the MVP. PK, Argo, Spoon, all getting some high damage for MM. HMP winning that fight. He's gonna net 22 damage there as well. Really, Hots just did a great job winning the game type rather than winning the BC fight, and it's just really unfortunate MM couldn't finish up this BC fight until very late in the game. So, game 1 goes to Hots. It's time to, like, update the stream a little bit here. Let's see. Alright, so after game 1, Odd Squad, they're going to take a 1-0 lead. Now, to keep in mind, this is only the qualifying rounds, so overall match result doesn't really matter, but we'll keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, the next time that these teams match up a month later in DE3, it's all about the first team to 3 wins. So we'll just have to see how this sets the tone. On to game 2.
Game over.
Oh yeah, game over. The GG's all around, good sports. Both of these teams filled with great players. Yeah, I can pass that out a little bit more.
Whoa! Look at that! That's not nearly as cool as I wanted it to be. But listen, we've got ourselves a the winner's challenge. So of course it wouldn't be a winner's challenge without a couple weird rules. It's gonna be a 5v5. Each member is going to be leading their own team full of AI, and the goal is simple: get 2 towers first. Or if it takes 10 minutes, but I don't think it will.
Chill, bro. I'm not gonna watch your stream any longer, actually. Alright, game 2. Flag Rally Carcadarn. And off we go. So it seems that teams do not remain exactly the same. While HOTS has the same 7 players as Game 1, captained by Asmo yet again, and featuring Homer, Thal, HMP, Limp, Genghis, and Garrick, Blade is no longer my team's captain. Mystery Men, that's what they were. Yeah, Mystery Men, that's the MM. Okay. It was like, is it Mighty Men? What the fuck is it called? It was a mystery. Like, puns intended here. But LSO, he's captaining MM now, so we'll have to see if that makes, you know, a change in the team play, the chemistry, the morale, the strategy overall for MM. Meanwhile, HOT's fresh off that first win. That's gonna feel good, you know what I mean? It's tougher to be in MM's position right now than it is in HOT's, because you're already feeling good after that first fucking game. Looks like Homer is volunteering to start a Myth Community Outreach Center where people can private message complaints. Seems to me like he's the person talking to Flatline and Drunken Deer and Switch. So, big shout out to Homer. Thank you for helping out the members of the community. And let's go into strategy here. It is pretty much the same. However, looks like Hot Squad, they're gonna get 2 more dwarf heroes than Mystery Men. And unlike archers, dwarf heroes absolutely fucking rule. So, like, strategy wise, I'm already liking what Hot Squad is doing here. MM can still make it work though. I wonder, like, what did they get in difference for units? It looks like MM gonna get a few more Zerks maybe. Yeah, like 4, 5, or 6. And that's really just really small, subtle differences in the trade. I mean, maybe it won't make a difference, but at the same time, dwarf heroes are like these amazing push style units. I mean, they're a lot like the dwarves in the last fucking map, man. Dwarves fucking rule here. But At the same time, the fetch pretty much rule. The fetchers for the teams, we got Thierry, PK,
Flag
and
captured.
Arsenic on
Flag
the fetch
captured.
for MM.
Flag captured.
Meanwhile, Limp, Thal, and HMP
Flag captured.
going to take the fetch for their respective teams. And of course, Genghis and Kramer on the Tros. Kramer going in for an early kick. Genghis is going to give him a little 1-2 slap. Alright, so they kind of traded some shit there. Tough to say it really favors either team that much. I mean, MM does have more Zerks altogether. Now I guess they have more, but do you really want to just be giving away your Tro health early in the game? I'm not so like, nah, bro.
Flag
but
captured.
we got Smo and Spoon down in the south, right? This is flag rally. Okay. I just don't see, yeah, LSO is going to be able to overwhelm these 4 Zerks in the north. Going to be able to continue pushing. They have the flag lead. It kind of gives them room to be a little defensive here. Like, they could arguably give up mid. It looks like Genghis coming in for some quick slaps. Zerk almost reaching the fetch here. And Genghis just dealing a lot of damage there. Slowed it down to get really good looks. I mean, Arsenic blasting away HMP while Blade is totally pressuring them. Those fetch with his souls. These souls are like ready to like kiss each other. Like, what are these fucking players doing? Argos is just looking. I'm not sure what he's looking at. And Homer like seems oblivious. He thinks Argos is camouflaged into the fucking water. What the fuck? It looks like MM going to lose that hill. Genghis continuing the pressure. It's really interesting to watch this at a slower pace here. These fetch really need to get back. And if Karma gets in this fight, he needs this red Tro to stay back. He needs something to be able to target this yellow Tro first. And those fetch will just zap that something. Like if Argos had backed up a little bit here, but he totally has tunneled into this fight. Now going to continue to push. And it looks like this Zerk takes out a fetch. Well done by Spoon Zerk there. Unfortunate for ours. But even more unfortunate is for Terry, who's about to start getting kicked while Karma and PK just run away from him. Really tough position to be. One of my least favorite as a fetcher when you just started getting kicked by Tro, but there's a bunch of shit around that could distract it. I mean, at the same time, perhaps they feel a little bit uncomfortable with how close Limp's fetch are getting. Spoon down here in the south, matched up with Smo. Wow, that was quarter speed, actually. But yeah, not much going down in that south. Smo should be able to hold that. This is all about MM's fetch, or HOTS's fetch, just really picking off all of this shit efficiently, without taking damage, without taking losses. They have the fetch advantage to do so. One of the Tro finally gonna get stoned there. It looks like MM has sent. They began to send more of their units up towards mid, but now they've sent it back down in the south. This is just an awful tunnel. I want to see what's going on up here. Alright, so... Alright, yeah, so LSO and Smo are actually in the northeast, rather. Oh, Smo's playing two sides of the fucking map, and honestly, if Spoon or LSO could communicate that with each other, it might be a great idea that they push at the same time. But perhaps this just got overlooked. I mean, that means you got 6 players mid for... Well, it's really 6 on 6 mid. You know, Smo doing a lot here to cover for this extra stuff. Looks like Spoon will finally run off towards the mid. I mean, MM, they're trying to just hold their ground, but they're about to lose this hill. Giving their souls more control. Spoon going to show up with his dwarf, able to take out some souls. Ours' fetch just getting blocked by this hill, unfortunately.
Flag.
Looks like another flag has been taken. Imagine it was HOTS. But, just which flag was it? Flag number 3. Okay. It's too late to send something back down there now. Arguably, Spoon could have just held down there. You wouldn't have HOTS getting that flag with just 5 minutes left, but as you'll see, like, what can he really do here? This is a roadblock, really. MM's still in the lead though, man. How about that? It's really all about them, like, holding the flags at this point. You can see LSO probably sneaking up Zark down here to try to scout out these flags. I mean, 3 flags covered by so little. But with a 20% advantage, it's not going to matter. Looks like some deep voice chat is going on for the mystery men. Meanwhile, Hot Squad. Asmo and Genghis must be talking about.
Flag
Asmo must
captured.
be talking about some type of pathfinding here. Homer had his attention brought to that south flank. Albeit Spoon is now pretty much retreated. He's just gone back and forth a shitload here, and I mean, at this point, he might as well have gone home as HOTS. They are now in the flag lead. So I'm not really sure what else MM can do here. They would need to get at least 2 more flags to get the lead back. But unfortunately they'll have 4 Zerks total on offense. And I just don't think that will be enough.
Flag captured.
But they're getting some balls here, some Capones. Going for a push. But it's really a last-ditch effort. Unfortunate. It looks like MM will be unable to come back in flags.
Flag captured. Victory imminent. 1 minute remaining.
HOTS grabbing the victory imminent, but will they get full MWC scoring?
30
it
seconds
seems so. Blade is
Flag
confident
captured.
his team will sweep the next 3 after these 2 losses, and that is the type of team player you need on your team. Unfortunately, in this game, he wasn't able to kill much, albeit he does have the 3rd highest damage on his team. So, you know, pretty confident. And it's that type of shit. We'll have to see what Blade brings forth in the remaining games in the series, as well as, really, all of MM's future games with HOTS. Because, I mean, it's just two losses here. It's rather crushing. How can you come back at that point? It's really what you have to be thinking. Well, HOTS limp, fetching like a monster. Genghis throwing like a monster. Foul also fetching like a beast. HMP, I mean, I guess he had more of a support fetcher role there, but I mean, maybe he was just getting targeted a bit more. Terry ends up 0 kills, but he's got 40 damage. That's just really unfortunate. That's definitely Fetch doing a bunch of damage there. I mean, maybe he's just chipping away at Genghis' Tro health. I'm not sure. Argos actually, you know, holding the line there. Like, he had the souls. The solar on your team did the most damage here. Like, take notes. Argos doing great things for MM. But I mean, there was that point where he's so close to Homer, like, he could have started dissecting Homer's souls real early, and that might have led to a much better advantage for MM in the mid, who are inevitably going to be losing that fetch fight after losing the Tro fight. I mean, So, yeah, that's it. Game 2 is in the books. I mean, as you see here, well, you probably can't see because of the team colors, but HOTS and MM having really close damage to start with in the first third of the game, which is really just a lot of running to mid, by the way. But HOTS is going to start developing this early advantage, and while MM makes some attempts to come back here and even things up, it's quite often too little too late, which is unfortunate. I mean, MM, great team. They're still very capable of going 3-0 here, as Blade feels confident in pumping his team up for, so let's just see what they got.
Team eliminated. Game.
And, yeah, I mean, Genghis even admits that he gave them a window, but each time it was very short windows. Very, very short windows. I mean, MM, their real window there was they just really had to hold, and they just started running out of units and being able to get pushed. I'm telling you though, like, they had more fucking dwarf heroes, HOTS, so what can you say? Dwarf heroes fucking rule, bro. I'm telling you. Game 3. I'll check chat real quick now. Oh shit, I haven't been in here, so I haven't been even watching chat. All chat is forever lost. Alrighty. On to game number 3. Nice. Fosgarach Rulik. One of my favorite maps by far. Maybe my favorite one to play the light unit set on. Game type CTF, okay. So this is probably a little bit longer than the other game times. But let's see, what have we played so far? King of the Map, Flag Rally, I mean, even CTF, these are all maps where, like, you kind of want to control the tempo, and when you're controlling that tempo, where you're really getting your oomph on, like, you want to make sure it's clean. And HOT's able to really do that and deliver in both games, really. Albeit, they were rather defensive in that first game, but we'll have to see how they end up running things on this map. I mean, it's a nice open fall landscape. Alright, so both teams will be maxing their goals. It seems Mystery Men, they've only got one dwarf. HOTS has like 4, maybe 5, I'm pretty sure 4. Mystery Men also have a few more archers, and like I was telling you before, they're fucking garbage. I mean, you can make an argument for them on territories, okay? I'll hear it out. Even Solus on territories, okay? I'll hear it out. But usually they're fucking garbage, so let's just see. I mean, maybe CTF, there's some wiggle room there, but I don't know. Actually, you get flame arrows here, so I guess they do have a little bit extra utility involved. I mean, maybe they're worth that 3-point unit trade here. Whereas, no flame arrow, like, what the fuck? Still worth the same somehow? Yeah, I don't think so. Meanwhile, okay. HOTS is only going to have 2 players on the archers. Meanwhile, Mystery Men, 3 players on the archers. Both teams, 3 players on the war packs. So, where is the difference maker here? Spoon not getting any units yet. Interesting. Homer is going to have quite a number of goals. Likely the goal pack. I mean, HOTS has 2, and then 3 ward pack. Yeah, and then there's Homer and Asthma. I guess that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. They have 1 less player than the Mystery Men for this entire match so far. I guess it gives Mystery Men extra wiggle room to have an archer here, right? But still, at the same time, both teams still have the same number of unit trading value. And I mean, dwarves are good, man. Yeah, they got... HOT's got 4 dwarves. I'll be keeping an eye out if any of the teams have bottle pus. I mean, it's really... It's even more efficient to be doing this in the north right here. You can just get your bottle pus going right away. Down in the south, you might be throwing for a little bit, and you're better off throwing than waiting till you get all the way up here to start getting bottle pus. But that's probably the closest point where you could do it. I mean, maybe you could just scout early and plan to move your dwarf up and get the bottle later. I mean, that's of course fine, but efficiency-wise, I mean, you can just load up on bottle pus here. The map is rigged, folks. It's rigged. So far, I mean, Karma is saying Arsenic is the finish. Eastwind. I don't know how I feel about this. But they're both great players, so I guess I do understand where he's coming from. Genghis was a pumpkin for Halloween. Great, yes. HOT's very focused on the game here. But at the same time, there's not much to look at this point. I mean, you expect the other team to max the pus, and both teams did just that. If anything, you expect a team to maybe bottle pus here. You could watch that if you wanted. But that is the HOT side. And so, imagine MM trying to stay even more focused than HOTS here, try to crack out their first victory. I know they do eventually win some games in this match. We'll have to wait and see when. Argo's gonna drop a flame arrow quickly. And alright. Okay. Looks like you got 2 MM ward packs in the southeast. Yeah, looks like HMP is going to adjust over and support Thal. Meanwhile, Arsenic, LSO, Limp, and Homer all making some noise happen on the west. Ars is going to back off here, man. He's saying, let's get the F out. MM have kind of stopped their push here. This is going to give time for HMP to push forward. But albeit, both teams can arguably just stay super passive on these flanks and wait to figure out what really happens in the mid. You don't want to be just giving up a lot of this shit. Right now, you can, like, if Limp crosses, he'll be in a bottleneck, which is tough to defend yourself in, and at the same time, if Arsenic ends up crossing him, Limp could catch him in that very same bottleneck. A lot more open space here between LSO and Homer, and I feel like LSO will definitely get aggressive in that type of matchup. Just ego-wise. Wow, okay. So Blade super aggressive here with his archers. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm zoomed out too far and it just seems farther away, but he's definitely in the hot zone. He's going to throw away some of his pulse early. Very interesting. And MM having a lot of success in the archer fight mid at the moment. They can continue pushing this. I mean, HOTS only has 2 players there, and like, worst come to worst, like Thaler and HMP will adjust to that mid. I don't know. Looks like Genghis is actually giving them some trouble. Like, Argos needs to do something here. He's going to launch another flame arrow. We do have some kills by flame arrows here. It's great, but if MM just lines up here and constantly pressures this group all together, like, it's donezo. But I guess, you know, Argos paying good attention to these units in the east. He's going to be well prepared for a counter push, and I mean, it's totally fair to just have a 2-on-2 here, but why not push the advantage and use your melee to block that shit? I mean, Karma's even moving position to defend. A lot of stuff going down here, including a dud pus that Homer will be picking up. The goal named Ruiner reminds me of a goat I once knew. Unfortunately, the Crippler has killed all of Ruiner's brother goals, and looks like LSO will pretty much win this interaction here. Honestly, if Homer just goes and wastes his pus now, they're going to win that interaction even more, so I hope he doesn't do it. I'm gonna look away. I don't even want to see. I hope I see him throwing it later on in the clutch moment, to be honest. Okay. Thal starting to get pushed by Terry, but Terry don't want it. You don't want it yet. I mean, they have a dwarf here, so he can't even do it anyway. He would need way more pus, man. Okay. Mystery Man in the 4% lead. Thal's Ghoul defending itself. It seems it was real pus. Unfortunate. Anyway, well, you know, these goals dying over there may have given them MM that little percentage lead, but Garrick and Genghis just really slugging it out here. Garrick an MVP from the olden days, or no. The olden days. I'm totally referring to game 1, by the way. But you know, a great player back in the other olden days as well. Meanwhile, yeah, Genghis Khan, one of my favorite MVPs of all time. So. Just have to wait and see what's going down. Looks like the pus is going down. Unfortunately, there's a small pus thrown by that there. It would have totally repussed all of this. Looks like Limp will spend a pus there. Thal is now pushing in the south, by the way. Quite interesting. He's like, yo, I got the dwarf, I know what to do with it. Oh, but now Spoon is countered with that. Meanwhile, this mid is totally getting pushed back by archers and 1 goal. Like, I'm surprised Genghis isn't using his archer here, or these guys aren't spreading out, so they're not just shooting straight on. Or just like a better angle or something. I mean, PK moving in here, bro. Alright, he's going to pus the dwarf at least, maybe the archer. Karma lets off the pus. It's going to take out that archer. Oh god. Garrick's dwarf will survive. And just really good team play between Genghis and Garrick there. Really supporting each other well. MM basically had a counter push right there, but now HMP is going to counter their counter push with all of his units. Karma gonna see what he can to position to help, but he's used all of his pus so far. It looks like maybe a dud pus has gone down there. So much going on, and the percentages are so close. We got 5 minutes left. Let's just take a quick snapshot. All right. Just checking. I'm checking chat right now, guys. If you had any questions or you wanted to point something to it. What took longer, MM versus HOTS or Asmo versus LSO one-on-one? I mean, didn't they only play 6 or 7 games? So, I mean, this would arguably take longer because I'm really just like, I'm even slowing the games down. I like Karma's style where he really just zips through a lot of stuff, but I do like to have a little bit extra detail, so that's why I do it as such. Yeah, I don't know. Clicked on emojis and it does this. Shows a bunch of symbols. Yeah, I don't know. Which emoji are you pressing, bro? Yeah, like that works fine. I don't think you're actually posting an emoji, LSO. Haha. Looks like the robot got you again as well. The robot said you can't type that. I don't know. You're probably typing a dick emoji and it's probably blocking you out from doing that. But okay. Back to game 3 here. Alright. Thal and Spoon and yeah, Thal versus Spoon and Terry. Okay, so a 2-on-1 in the south. Karma attempting to salvage looks like Argos and PK from HMP, Genghis, and Garrick. I honestly think they really don't have enough units in their mid right now. It's 15% versus 18%. Okay, so it's kind of close. I mean, it's still salvageable, I guess. Unfortunately, they have no dwarf left. MM loves to go low dwarves, high archers, and I think it bit them in the ass here. Just because, dude, dwarves fucking rule and archers blow,
5 minutes remaining.
Shit. Arsenic up against Limp in the north, but both players just playing super passive. I mean, they're letting their teammates dictate this game, for sure. Dude, Genghis' dwarf going down by some great teamwork here. Unfortunately, the rest of MM will get cut down, but I think killing that dwarf is actually pretty huge. Yeah, Thal should totally just rush this and push it at this point. Not much else they can do there, but as you'll see, like, I think Arsenic swooping in for some help. The pus going down, Arsenic's pus, and Terry's. And maybe they only need to use one there. Unfortunately, it looks like Thal got a plus on Spoon's dwarf, and Spoon going to lose MM's last dwarf there. At this point, a 15% lead by HOTS. And at this point, I mean, MM still could potentially tie it. We'll have to wait and see, but their only real artillery left here is, like, they need some dud bottles from the goal, maybe. Maybe they could trick some shit. HOTS gonna drop another plus here just to clean up some more archers. PK has a bow, but that's like super light artillery. Yo, the Thrall gonna almost take out Thal's dwarf here. But, I mean, he must feel pretty confident about keeping that dwarf safe, that's for sure. Now it's 40% to 12%. Unfortunate for MM. Looks like they're going to lose game 3. Genghis always just super careful. Watch it. They got Europeans. They probably still have 8 pus. Europeans love to save the pus. But Hot's feeling really confident after these first 3 games between the teams. The game will go down in history. MM dropping the GGs. I imagine Hots would do so as well. I mean, let's just get into the stats here. I mean, Genghis really tearing up mid. Limp really cleaning up mid. Thal really cleaning up mid. Doing big things for Hot Squad here. Lots of great support action from HMP, Garrick, Homer, and Asmo all around, but these guys definitely spent a lot of their time dealing most of their damage against Mystery Men. Honestly, if you add the damage up, right, is it more than the actual team damage of Mystery Men? Because it's really the game. Let's see. So like, yeah, that's 81 damage or something, I think. Super close either way, but I think that out damages the entire Mystery Men team. And I mean, yeah, you had 2 Warpackers and your main archer, bro, mid, just raining hell, bro. Really clutching this out. So if it was like a best of 5 style series, Hearts would win that series here, right? But we're still playing QRs, right? And arguably it's important to just win every fucking game in the QRs as much as the last, because they're basically scored equally in determining your bracket. So let's see, for MM stats wise, I mean, looks like Blade ends up getting the most damage here. I mean, I look back at these films and it's like almost surprising. It is surprising to me that Blade is ending up with damage in a lot of these games, albeit I've only reviewed like 3 games so far that were all games where Mystery Men are losing, but Blade always seems to have done something damage-wise, and I just think that's a little bit unexpected for me, because to me, he just seems like a far more observational player than a direct player, and that just kind of changes my opinion of him and what he can do as a mid player, man, you know. Not a bad thing either. You know, trending up, you know, stock rising. But yeah, I don't know. Strat wise, I don't like archers. You had 3 people spending their time with archers here. You could have just gone for the bottle pus, even if you weren't on the start that had it. Like, albeit you also only had 1 dwarf. Really tough for MM. I just think it was a little small changes in strategy there that really freed up some space for MM. I mean, they basically had 2 players holding 3, and that's really where MM could have taken advantage of this whole thing. But yeah, we're on to
Team
game 4.
Game over.
Game over. Better captain wins. Always heckling the boy, aren't you? But yeah, I don't know. These are definitely some debatable arguments. It might be great forum article material. That first game went actually, what was it, the desert? Went okay. It's just a matter of trade difference. It's like the same thing where like they might have had an advantage mid. Like, they really didn't just by trade, don't get me wrong. But the archers can do shit mid to really be able to make stuff happen. And on desert, they were just useless. And they weren't ever able to push that flag. You end up losing on times. And, you know, in this game, archers, you're only doing like 67% efficiency. So you might as well have not have traded for these last 3 or 5 archers and just getting a shitload of thrall. Or a few more dwarves, honestly, and just focused on, you know, trying to win this mid fight, because archers are just sitting around and not really lining up. I don't know if you guys were expecting an even matchup on the premise that both teams are facing off and you could expect that another player would be around to match up, but at the same time, HOTS has like 1 less player than you guys, and Argos is kind of just standing around and whistling. You know, like, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I'm like overanalyzing dumb shit. I'd rather get back to the game. So let's go into that. Like, another pretty active game in King of the Map, and we're here on Dark Canyon. What do we got? Let's see what these bros trade at. Mr. Men look pretty basic here, albeit they could have gotten maybe 1 more dwarf instead of a maul and a Zark and a spider. I guess you do want the spider advantage as much as possible. They're just gonna fall apart. Few less dwarf heroes for Asmodean's team. I mean, once again, dwarf heroes fucking rule the world, bros. And looks like they're actually gonna get less soulless than the mystery men as well. Very interesting. Honestly, let me know if you guys would like to join the stream.
Game
Feel
on.
free to let me know. It get lonely. It get very lonely. But no, it's cool that you guys stopped by to watch it anyway. I was gonna send it out to
Flag
just
captured.
YouTube after, because I didn't expect
Flag
a lot of people to be able to
captured.
watch it in the middle of the fucking
Flag
night.
captured.
Anyway, the game has kicked off. HOT's gonna get an
Flag
early
captured.
flag lead here. Genghis on the Tro, of course. Karma on
Flag
the Tro,
captured.
of course. What else do we got going on
Flag
here? I guess they really
captured.
just want that matchup. Do you guys?
Flag
Is it that
captured.
mystery? Maybe it's that mystery
Flag
men
captured.
and HOTS want to put their players in the position where they feel they will be the most successful.
Flag captured.
But you have to also consider what the other team is going to do and how predictable it will be. And at this point, you can just expect both teams to constantly have. It's going to be Karma throwing, or it's going
Flag
to be Genghis
captured.
throwing, and that's the matchup that both these
Flag
teams
captured.
want. Really, they want to see this go down. It went Genghis' favor last
Flag
time.
captured.
We'll just have to
Flag
wait and
lost.
see. Early on,
Flag contested.
mystery men starting to really group up here in the west, get fairly defensive in the east. I mean, Garrett going to be able to pressure this one Solus.
Flag
LSO,
captured.
you might want to send one of your Zerks over there, bro. You'll have to wait and see what happens. Terry gonna
Flag
float around
captured.
on this
Flag
hill.
captured.
And now it seems Argos will also literally be
Flag
floating
lost.
on the hill.
Flag lost.
Over in the mid, looks like both Solus groups for HOTS are in the mid. It would be really rough for Blade to try to push this here. There's also Dwarf Heroes over in this mid-east area. So it's really just awful to be there. And it looks like a lot of the action will be going down in the west.
Flag lost.
Mystery Men gonna start taking over some flags here. And the flag time lead. Interesting. It's also interesting is Genghis
Flag
seems to have a few
captured.
Zerks. Meanwhile, Karma is left with only 3 Tro. Ill-equipped for the matchup that everyone wants. Unfortunate. We'll have to see what Karma does here. I mean, it looks like Smo is going to just throw away a Zerk for a few extra seconds. Spoon capitalizing on it. And it looks like Easy Fetch starting to say hello between Thal and Arsenic. I mean, dude, I love how spread out Arsenic is here, and I fucking hate what Thal is doing right here. Honestly, I fucking hate this shit. I see Thierry do this shit, dude, and I'm just like, really? You're that lazy today, bro? Like, did you not do your Pilates or whatever the fuck? Like, come on, bro. Do your stretches. Ooh. And it looks like HMP gonna take some hits there. Thierry, like, see, he's close, man. He's super close. It's super uncomfortable. I don't want to watch it, but it looks like Thal and Arsenic are just leaving each other alone, and I have to watch it. Fuck. Oh, God. No, but see, he's nice and spread out now. I feel much better. Sweet. Okay, good. And it looks like he's gonna chill. I mean, that's the thing is, HOTS could really push here if they want, and it seems like that is exactly what Blimp wants, is he's just going
Flag
right in.
Captured.
But now you got Thal, his fetch clumped up.
Flag contested.
Not in a good way. Blade has lost a fetch to a Soulless, unfortunately. Arsenic. He should totally push. Just, you guys need to push now. We really got 2 different fights going on both sides. It looks like the Tro fight is going down. Karma had the Zerk advantage there, even though Genghis had even more Zerks, and holy shit. And this is why these teams want them matched up against each other, I guess. Because Karma's just going to totally slap that one out of the park. I just want to check over here real quick. Looks like HMP and Limp have backed off again. And really, they probably want to put on the gas there while these souls retreat, because Genghis's Tro have gone down. Some good shots by Thal, but yeah, here we go. Ours is gonna cancel all those soul barbs. It looks like Genghis is having some success kicking a fetch here, but it's gonna be knocked out of the park. Ooh, Thal really evens up that fetch battle, but Arsenic still green. I mean, he's been green for all of his lifetime, but fetch still green in this game. Thal losing all 3, unfortunately. But look, now HMP is coming to replace him, and there's still only 2 of MM's fetch left there. I mean, both teams really pushing the issue there, and unfortunately HOTS is down in about 20% on a king of the map with about half the time left. They're already down in time, so arguably they were in a position where they needed to make a move anyway. Maybe it just wasn't the right position or the right move at the end of the day. Really tough for them to come back from being down 10 minutes though, and all the way down units. Argo's gonna start just souling down on these fetch. I'm gonna slip this to double time real quick. A lot of action going down. Some spiders dropping. Some dwarf heroes putting in work on the east. Like, where's this micro? Way in the far northwest. And you just got LSO going in here, taking out all those spiders. Now he'll probably clean up these Zerks, maybe, but it looks like he's running at this moment. Oh, man. I think he could have at least taken one more Zerk, but it might not have been worth. Still large percentage lead here. Large time lead.
Flag captured. 5 minutes remaining. Flag lost.
And it just
Flag
looks like
contested.
HOTS kind of gives up at this point. I mean, there's just two dwarfs sitting there.
Flag contested. Flag
But at this point, they can't really branch out. I mean, I guess one could argue that running through mid might be open, to be honest.
Flag lost.
But they are much more preoccupied with just putting on a defense.
Flag captured. Flag contested.
Looks like one of Karma's
Flag
Tro has
lost.
blown up.
Flag lost.
But hey, man, Karma did his job here.
Flag
Took out Genghis in that
captured.
matchup.
Flag
I mean,
captured.
Dark
Flag
Canyon,
contested.
huge map. It's definitely
Flag
going to favor
contested.
the 8
Flag
to 7
lost.
player advantage, I'd say. But at the same time, I would also say LSO
Flag
probably had the better
captured.
trade here.
Flag contested. Flag lost.
You know, and that's just
Flag
two huge
contested.
advantages right there.
Flag captured.
You got
Flag lost.
the equipment
Contested.
and you're getting it
1
where it needs to
minute
be
remaining.
put.
Flag
You know.
lost.
Just like she said. My point being, Dwarf Heroes fucking rule, and this is just another example of that. It's like some pushing
Flag
stuff going to go
lost.
down here, but Terry just really great with his fetch as always, and really not coming up big on the damage here, but you know, his fetch being able to stay alive for all that match really helps hold that advantage till the end. Arzenic though, I mean, he's putting in all the work here. He does more damage than the opposing team's Tro. He does almost more damage than the Tro on his team, but really, he just went to work against all those fetch. It's quite brilliant. I mean, Thal, even though Thal was the guy that matched up against him, Thal's still able to do quite a bit of damage himself. But he ends up just losing that matchup a little bit too much, and I don't know. I wish HMP had adjusted over there a little bit sooner. Would have been put HOTS in a better position. Chugging the Red Bull right now. Chugging the Red Bull. Just thinking here. It'd be like good if I read chat during the actual stream, but I'm pretty fucking useless, I think, especially after work. And yeah, so looks like Mystery Men just have this early advantage and take off from there. Really seems to be the trend here, where both teams, they're waiting for the other team to make the first mistake, and once that mistake is made, they know that other team is going to be trying to make up for it, and you just kind of hold your fucking ground and end up feeding them a shitload of damage and lose. Or that is, if you're the one who has to make the moves. But yeah, that's like the trend every fucking game.
Flag.
You get the first couple of kills, the other team wastes the first little bit of pus, and all of a sudden, you're headed off to the races. Okay, yeah, let's go back. Oh, I never change the score. Alright, so during that game it was actually 3-0 the entire time. Screw it, man. I'm gonna put my fucking stream on my TV at this point, because I need to pay attention to this shit. Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I spilled my Red Bull over, so a little bit less good, but yeah, I'm doing alright. Fuck. Yeah, you can do a lot of shit with energy drinks, by the way. I just want to let you guys know. You look it up online. Just be like, it totally just breaks shit down. You could put a hammer in an energy drink and like white vinegar, and you can just crush that fucking thing, bro. Like after you keep it in there for a little bit, and you know, put a hard surface over it so you can just put an equal amount of pressure across the entire fucking thing, and you can shatter that fucking thing. Vinegar and energy drinks, bro. It's fucking crazy shit. Anyway, let's get to game 5 here. So now the momentum has changed. My team getting a win. Let's see what they got. It's still gonna be 7 versus 8. Shuffle Terry's. This is actually definitely probably one of the most passive games in the entire match, or at least it should be. But the fact is, this is the last game of the match. This is just QRs. People are like ready to go fucking either go hang out with their family or go to sleep or go fucking party. They're ready to go do a bunch of shit and get their myth and day done over. You know, like if people were playing for a best of 5 in the back of their fucking heads, like that had already been decided by game 3. So it's like, you know, these teams might end up pushing here. Arguably, you really do want to just kind of control the entire map, though. Mostly just due to the game type. It comes down to a sudden death usually, but I mean, if you can sneak a 6 flag or a 9 flag, I mean, that's always a part of controlling that entire map. Nice and evenly. So, Karma is predicting he's going to be blowing up Terry's fetch. And I really hope to see it. I think it'd be great. I think it would put Terry in the mind state where he's like, damn,
Flag
I really
captured.
need to like get my shit together because, you know, Karma doesn't even respect me at this point. If Karma respected me, he wouldn't be blowing up my fucking fetch with my fucking Warlock. You know, so I'm really looking forward to that turn of events in this game. Strat-wise, though, you got Terry and ours on the fetch. And they will be up against Limp and Genghis on the fetch. Meanwhile, let's see. 6 locks for HOTS. 6 locks for MM. Yeah, these teams basically did the same type of unit trades. Albeit... Mystery Men actually have like a few less malls and like an extra white. Which is interesting. I wonder if they get this white off. Looks like LSO's got it. Percentage-wise, LSO taking the most percentage on his team. Asmo and Garrick taking the most percentages on the Hot Squad. Interesting. That's almost like 40% of HOTS going to just 2 players, right? And they only have 7 to begin with. That's 5 players are covering the other 60%. And one could argue that's really what they're going to be attempting to micromanage here. And are all of those players in the same part of the map? Like, it seems so. Let's see, you got HMP, you got Limp. Who else would it be? Thal, Homer, and Genghis? Yep, there's Genghis, there's Thal, and there's Homer. Alright, so I just by chance clicked one by one all their units. Like, yeah, so they're definitely just going to be pushing this north. Leads to this situation where you're able to have a lot more micromanagement in that area, and, you know, Warlocks are pretty good at being able to hold shit. I mean, until they run out of mana. Albeit, HOTS is super light on this south over here. And meanwhile, MM doing a rather similar thing. So Arsenic, Thierry, Blade, and
Flag
Karma
captured.
going to the south. So wait, does that give like...
Flag
kind
captured.
of gives MM more... Let's see. Where's Spoon, bros? Where's Spoon? I don't see my Spoon.
Flag captured.
Oh, he's also mid. Okay. So, Mystery Men got 4 players south, 3 mid,
Flag contested.
1 player north. HOTS have 5 players north,
Flag captured.
2 players mid, and pretty much nothing. Absolutely nothing south. And this is Terry. And, I mean, some things to note here. So now, 1 or 2 players could totally branch off here, and help assist on being able
Flag
to kill this
captured.
mid. But at the same time, get all these bottom flags and cross this wall so they can run up and control the battlements on the east side. Because, like, if you're able to cross on the map here and get into the other players' battlements, it's just usually really difficult to then get your opponent back out of that area once you've lost it. And I mean, both teams pretty much opting to have no units in these areas besides a single mall. Now, LSO is sending his white mid. Arguably, you brought the white to the opponent's attention.
Flag
And
contested.
we already know that's a bad idea for obvious reasons. And there's really nothing else to say. HOTS really pushing, they're really pushing deep up here in the north, but like,
Flag captured.
like MM should be able to make up for this shit and start tagging in the south. I guess they're trying to let and trick HOTS to be feeling comfortable with flag lead at the moment. They definitely feel like they won't be losing their mid. And now, like, where is, like... The fetch for HOTS are still out of combat. Although, the, Mighty Mouse Men of Mystery have already fucking... started losing some units. Sounded like a Warlock went down. And some percentage went down. Well, unfortunate for Garrick. Looks like he got sniped out. A kill by Arsenic. And let's just speed this up a little bit.
Flag lost.
MM starting to really spread out here.
Flag contested.
Whereas HOTS is like all sorts of spread out up here. It's actually really effective for them. I think it gives them
Flag
a lot of room.
lost.
But Mystery Men really getting in a position to be able to flag them at the same time.
Flag lost.
Looks like Karma's slaying a Warlock over here. And it looks like it was either Garrick's or Asmodean's, I don't know. But now, Hot Squad has gone from 4 Warlocks mid to like just 1. Looks like Genghis really bringing it to fucking Thierry right now, bro. Damn, but Thierry, he says good night, bro. He says adios. So I mean,
Flag
where's the
captured.
other fetch, bro? All right,
Flag
Limp is finally
lost.
gonna show up, I think.
Flag lost.
But yeah, this is tough, man. Or at least it's tough for HOTS and Mystery Men. Starting to feel really comfortable here. They really haven't lost a lot of units. They're starting to get in a great position to be able to flag their opponents. They have fetch advantage. They've totally penetrated the south. Albeit it looks like Garrick and Asmodean have gone from mid to the south to try to reclaim it. Hold on to the flag. Genghis. Your Mercuria. Oh no. Whoopsies. Well, I mean, it's a rough game for HOTS right now, in all seriousness, guys. They're down fetch. They're down in percent. They just did things a little bit differently than Mighty Men. Where my thinking is, like, both teams had a very similar strategy where they're overloading on a flank. It's the flank where they have to cross through their own wall first. But I think the reaction of Mighty Men, yeah, Mystery Men was, it just ended up turning out better. Because while their north just backed off of the jug, their mid eventually went to support it. All those units that were in the southwest ended up going to support it. They were able to totally sneak units out into these back flags and get behind the warlocks, totally harass them, and really take out a lot of stuff mid. Like right here, this is MM's mid, bro. It's really not HOTS, and it hasn't been since they were able to get, since MM was able to get units behind them earlier. We still got a battle up here in the north, but you would need some crazy play out of Limp, really crazy play out of any player on HOTS with Mercuria. Also, a lot of sloppy play by Mystery Men. They just have huge advantage in their artillery to be able to control all of this.
Flag.
Yeah, HOTS is just pushed up against the corner. Up against the ropes.
Flag captured. Flag captured.
HOTS still tagging away though. They're not giving up, which is good. That's like foundation of a good fucking team. You don't give up. Let's see. Argos and Garrick in a fetch matchup. HOTS is north. Just continuing to push and abuse.
Flag lost.
Or get
1 minute remaining.
Get pushed and get abused. I mean,
flag contested.
This game totally went
flag
to Mystery Men.
Captured.
It's 1 minute
contested.
remaining.
Flag lost.
Even if they lost on flags, if they were
remaining.
able to like pull off a contest,
lost. Flag contested.
they have enough units left where they would just overcome
contested.
their opponents in
Flag
sudden
lost.
death, most likely.
Flag captured. Flag captured. Flag lost. Flag
And yeah,
contested.
let's get over to the
Sudden
stats.
death. Flag captured.
And yeah, alrighty. So, Tiri and Arsenic. Oh, come on, Karma. Why didn't you blow up Tiri's units, man? You gotta humble this dude. He's just gonna fuck you guys over later. But really, Tiri did great with his fetch. Arsenic did great with his fetch. I mean, these two just bashed. Again, you see Blade doing this amazing shit, right? Or at least he's able to really deal a lot of damage. I mean, arguably, he might just be dying a lot and really good at, like, trading units back with his opponents. He might be good at trading units, and like, that's how he's getting the damage, rather than just ending up with 0 damage and 12 losses. You still got, like, 12 fucking losses. But you're able to return a lot of that shit. And, yeah, I mean, that's about it damage-wise. It looked like Spoon was pretty bored all game. 0 damage with 15%, like, I mean, I hope it was just all part of the strategy, right? But MM totally able to out BC their opponents. I mean, this strategy is like, if the opponent doesn't have any units left for your teammates to kill, then yeah, they're not going to end up with good damage count and good ratios, right? It's like PK, Karma, Argos, doing exactly what you need out of your role players, man. LSO doing what you need out of the role players. I mean, getting the damage they needed. I get your fetchers doing big things. Like, what the hell did Blade have here? I wonder. Almost want to bring it back, but let me go through the rest of the damage here for HOTS. Asmo getting the most damage on his team, which is interesting. I think he only had like a couple Warlocks and Mauls. I mean, that's where like all their damage was, right? Holy shit, like Garrick also mid. Just Warlocks, just Mauls. Like that 5-player push just didn't end up working out. Now it could be the source of a million different fucking things and reasons, but breaking it down, they had more players up there. It just takes forever for that artillery to ever catch up with your melee. And by then, the mystery men are just able to reinforce that area of the map while they're overwhelming the south. They start being able to harass mid from behind, and the north of HOTS just ends up getting pushed back by MM's reinforced units, you know? It's like they were playing Lycan on fucking Legendary. Or this map on Legendary, I should say. But only if you have the Deceiver. Let's move on to the next match. I mean, there's just not much else to discuss here. Interesting how Mystery Men show their strength after being down 3 games. I mean, they still got some balls, and what you really see is both these teams are actually pretty close when it comes down to players and team compositions and the stuff that the captains are going to try. Like, they're going to try stuff that they think works in the first place, and I think you saw that expressed a lot in these maps, albeit it often come down to small little subtle differences.
Game over.
Being able to put those teams in different positions of controlling those maps. So let's update this score. What we got? Hot Squad 3, MT2 in match 1. Change the color of that awful text. What's that? No, that's fucking awful too. Yeah, I don't know. There's actually way too many colors on this background for this to even, like, be visible at all. Maybe if I bolded the text, but I'm not going to bother. So we're going to go on to the DE3 match. I mean, it's pretty interesting to look at what these teams are fucking doing. Yeah, sorry, Clank. I would invite people, but, you know, I ain't a fucking toilet, and I ain't trying to hang out with assholes, so you can suck my dick. Meanwhile, let's get on to DE3. No, it's time to be super polite to both teams, dude, because it's a good time of the year. We going to the MWC finals. Well, I'm not going, but you guys is going. But point being, you know, I'm having a lot of fun looking at these films so far. I mean, so far I noticed you haven't shown for any games, Clank, so it's just I mean, I understand the secret to HOTS winning so far. You're not playing. I get it. It's great. Let's see. How come only like... Alright. So, game 1. Heavy Light. Yeah, I don't know. Is that true? Karma was already around, dude. I feel like you and Karma came back around the same exact time, dude. Clank Asmo Paris would like to join the stream. So, what you mean is Clank and Asmo would like to join the stream. Okay. Sounds good to me. What's, where should we got everyone in the, what's it called then? That was very descriptive. Commentators, participants only. Yeah? Alright, I'm over in there now. I'll just have to, like, adjust voices real quick. Alright, you should turn the volume right off, Clank. Are you not doing push to talk, bro?
I can change it to push to talk if you want.
Oh, you just might have a little bit of extra control unless you're wearing, like, headphones.
Yeah,
But
I'm
it's
wearing
up to
headphones.
you. Nah, because
let me
I can
turn
hear
off my
myself,
stream.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, turn the stream off.
Or
So,
at least the sound.
welcome Clank and welcome Smo, one of the captains of the teams that have been featured so far. So I'm really digesting these games, guys. It's gonna be interesting to see what has changed over a month's time, right? Because the shit I was just looking at happened a long time ago, it feels.
Yeah, I think wasn't that like the first match of the whole Mithril Cup, round 1, I think it was.
Yeah. So it just makes
Round 1.
it was right at the start. I mean, Clank is saying that he wasn't even on the roster at that point. So like, this is way long ago.
But here, let's see here. So week 1 would have been fucking sometime in May. Looking at the Cal. Oh, it was, I know why I wasn't there. It was fucking Memorial Day weekend.
So
yeah, I was at the fucking lake.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend in July 4th. Super tough to have going on during a tournament, bro. It's like shit. Here comes reality. But yeah, so I'm gonna hop into game 1 of the second match here, guys. Are you guys gonna follow along watching the stream, or are you gonna watch the games yourselves?
I'm on the stream. It's going live right now.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I just gotta double click it. I'm gonna download the film again and just pop it on.
Yeah, I'm just watching from your stream.
Yeah, if there's no delay, then that's fine.
Yeah, I turned that off. So yeah, here's the second match, right? We got huge differences in just the players alone. And we got a huge change in the captains, right? This is when Limp takes over. You got Blade back at the captain duty. I thought like LSO wasn't available for this match for some reason. But maybe it was the match between MM and VA. Anyway. Let's see what we end up getting for trades here.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling captain in this tournament. Limp took over after the first week.
Now, is that because you just wanted to do something else for the team? Or is it more like you just was like, man, fuck this shit? Because it's like a responsibility being a captain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was the main reason for me. Like, I like captaining, but I wasn't feeling committing for like 2 months straight or however long it is.
Yeah. It is quite a long time. So looking at the strats here, I notice you guys got less dwarves, but do you have maybe same number of archers? Was that just 11 to... Yeah, like 11 archers to 10 archers. I'm sure you guys do similar stuff with the war packs here. But you do have less dwarves, which... I don't know, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Where's the difference
this is your
then?
first time watching this?
Yeah.
So do you want me to give you an insight, or do you want to just like let people see it live as it's happening?
Oh,
I
totally
think
give insight here, yo.
So we did a
Wait, hold up.
Go ahead.
I want Paris to be surprised.
Okay. Yeah, we do.
At least on this map, I think that Paris needs to kind of just see it happen.
We did a unique strat here, which was pretty ballsy because this usually plays out, you know, the same way almost every time.
I think I think I have seen this film before, now that you guys are saying that. I think you guys take a little stroll mid. Hey, what's up, Karma?
What's going on, man? So I will say this is not, I didn't know this, but until I watched the 2007 finals, I wouldn't say it's a unique strat, because Name Changers did the exact same thing on this map in the 2007 finals, just the dark variant. But they rushed mid on an FR game on whatever you call this map. So, fun fact.
I mean, Limp was on that team, so maybe that's where he got it from.
Flag capture.
It could be, because I mean, for me, it'd be unexpected,
Flag
right? I'm expecting you to
captured.
cross the river and just go push on that flank, like how we can see MM doing that here now.
Flag capture.
I'm actually surprised you guys sent archers on the flank here, because I just feel like they don't really offer much. I've been super
Flag
anti-archers
captured.
this whole fucking stream though, so. Well, yeah, you guys aren't really crossing the river at all.
Flag
Yeah, I mean, the big
captured.
debate here, if you look at
Flag
ours in the north flank, so the big debate was, do we send ours through the wall to just sit and decide whether or not to cross? I think the worry was that he'd get blocked at the river. Frankly, I agree with you. Archers in the flank's not the most ideal scenario, but it can work. But crossing both ours and LSO, as well as you look at our dwarf mid, is more guarding the hole in the wall because we don't have anyone there, is sort of where this starts to go wrong.
So something that could have
Flag
been big, I guess,
captured.
but ended up being a non-factor was they got our mid flag first, right off the bat.
Yeah, and I teased Limp about this a bit. Limp acted like giving the south flag and mid flag was part of the strategy. The strategy's great, but it would be even better if you don't give us those two tags for free, right? Like, there's no advantage to doing that.
Yeah, I mean, the south flag we didn't really care about, but the mid one was just like a mistake. We shouldn't have lost that.
So right at this moment, I think that if we could just go to the north crossing, like ours is helping mid right now. I think if we could have blocked that ours from crossing to help mid, you know, he just got across. I think if we could have blocked that, it would have been even more successful of a mid rush, but that's tough to do. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. And it's sort of like, you know, you can imagine if ours had been already across, waiting to push north, he's in a position to more easily help. It still may not have mattered. I mean, the mid-fight, even when ours got there, was super close. So, very interesting game.
There's a couple big duds on both sides that we're about to see play out.
Oh yeah, we already got one going down over here that Asmo's about to pick back up. I see like LSO is way off in the north, man. He's just so out of either what could be happening in the west or mid.
So
where like you guys are just going for the throat right here, bro, with this push.
We talked about this too, Paris. Like there's an interesting question. So ours comes mid. So you got to ask the question, if only ours comes and LSO stays with Donsky north, are we able to hold, or what changes, right? Like, I think this ends up coming down to who gets Victor imminent first, which is pretty interesting. So there's a question of just, again, from a team perspective, did we make the right call on who we sent where?
It's definitely debatable, right? Because at this point, HOTS already has the flag, right? But Arzenik still hasn't even arrived yet. Like, even a Puskol hasn't arrived. The thing is, up north, you got a bunch of stuff that they would have to go through just to get this flag. So, I don't know. It's almost like just the fact that you guys were just... I don't know. I mean, it's a giant map, right? So it's tough to make these really quick adjustments. But by the time Arzenik's going to show up, man, like, everything's already cooked mid.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think the single biggest issue is that
nice dodge.
We had a very brittle strat, right? We flanked 3 people around far north, and they were not able to move in time.
Karma's Dorf does a really good job.
Sorry, what?
Karma's Dorf here mid does a really good job. Like, we wasted almost 3+ on it, I think. If we would have been cleaner on those plus, I think it would have gone, the whole fight mid would have gone smoother.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a plus to kill theory, for sure. Now, I shouldn't have run the Dorf in there to begin with, but oh god, there's the first dud.
So, yeah, that's a huge dud. I mean, at the same time, I mean, those 2+ bounced. I mean, it was a good juke, too, but, you know, I mean, some of it's luck.
Whew. Dud after dud. Now, it looks like you guys are trying to turn this around at least percent-wise. You do still have the percentage advantage, the flag advantage. Well, not percentage advantage, but the flag advantage.
Move over. Stand clear.
So right now, like at this exact second, if we send LSO north and hold that flag, then there's no VI. Limp's team actually does something interesting. They call off north before they get the flag. So if we look in a bit, I don't know that we had, at the time we had no idea that this happened, but I think there's a chance that if we hold that flag, they have to push, because then again, at this point we're up. We've got, I guess, 2 flags to winning versus 2 flags to winning, but we got the tags first.
Yeah, so they just got that flag to set them up where it's like the next person to get the flag is basically going to control the map. Like, yeah, you guys still right control
here, Genghis
it,
leaves.
You know?
Go back north. So Genghis leaves. So if LSO runs straight to that flag, LSO's in the river.
Yep.
I don't know if he can hold or not. I don't know if he can rush that or not. But if LSO gets up there and we're able to hold 6, it gets interesting, at least.
Yeah, that would have been... I mean, it would have been a different game. The problem is, I mean, does he still have his pus at this point?
I doubt it. I mean, it would have been really tough, but like.
Oh, dude, he does, bro. He does. Yeah, man. Maybe if he's able to take this dwarf here, you guys end up holding that. But now, so HOTS takes the flag, swings to them, you know.
Just want to make sure we know. I'm not talking shit to LSO. Mm-hmm. None of us made that call, but I think that was probably the right call. Is, you know what? Like, let's just try to hold 2. If we die, we die. We're already down in percent.
Yeah, or like if you guys expected to lose that flag number 6, maybe you could have had him go through the water sooner. Because right now he's still like, where? Over mid, right? But he could have also just maybe cut across west, albeit I feel like Asmo would have like shadowed him pretty well. Let's see what you got, man, because it's like 13% difference. You guys are making moves on flag 8 over here.
Karma,
So we
I will
actually
say
make a
too-
mistake at their flag. It's pretty important right now. I don't know if it's right now, but Shay has some units at their home flag.
Mm-hmm.
And
Checking in now.
yeah, those. And so it's not like he can't take the flag right here, but you'll see at some point
Flag
he takes a weird
captured.
fight with that other melee group that
Victory
LSO has,
imminent.
and allows LSO's units to get in the fight on the other side of the map at the end of the game. Whether if you would just stayed there and walked around, then they can't send 5 more melee on offense.
And here, Karma, after you had the flag already, I kind of questioned losing additional health with your warriors just to vet up, but
Well, I mean, I said it in the video. If I had, or in my review, like, yeah, I suicide 3 units at the home flag. There's also roots mid. So if I did this over again, 3 things, right? I don't suicide the dwarf, even though I did make them waste 3 pus. I lost 2 warriors and a goal to the thrall for no reason, and then I didn't pick up the pus mid. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think that changes the game. I think we still lose, but I definitely could have done that better.
Someone's like microwing a thrall up north. But yeah, I mean, you guys have to push here, but you don't really have the oomph left to push, you know? Probably low on pus, except LSO has a 1 or 2 pus left, I think.
Yeah, Tiri's got
Terry's
a pus.
got a pus.
Yeah, and then Shyster's pus is, not to spoil things, Shyster has a pus left that ends up being, basically the thing that ends any chance of a comeback.
it's not his at this point. Somebody gives it to him.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe.
mine right now. It's not done.
5
Unless I
minutes
pick it up.
remaining.
In my review, I called it Limps, but it was Shyster's. I didn't realize somebody gave it to him. He was very offended I didn't properly credit him with the pus.
Yeah, I think voice went pretty wild after he connected on that, if I'm remembering correctly. But
Oh, that's nice. They let you be in voice when you're hanging out.
oh man.
So
Did
it sounds
Shy
like a
already
really
make
good
that
job.
move? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he just made it so you can see the units from LSO's team running back now because they killed him, like near the mid flag.
Yeah. So what did transpire over there? Because I totally missed it just now.
It was just, I don't know. Shy just took a weird fight, to be honest.
He wasn't
just ran
watching.
it formally and died.
Yeah, so he wasn't watching. Also had his pus. So I think Shyster was staring at north and then got pussed and then died.
So now he has
Was
free
I-
hands,
I-
and now he gets given the
Wall.
pus.
Oh,
I
hey,
mean,
Spin.
I know earlier he got LSO to like auto his pus on his units.
So this was probably
Hello,
a
Spin.
call from Hots, but Thalander reinforces north. So Donsky's pushing north. Donsky has enough to rush and kill this probably, and decides to commit, and he will kill this. And if he does kill this and gets to the flag, it gets important. So I don't know who told Thal to go, but Thal ends up with like the most damage in this game by far. He shows up at the exact right time to save Genghis, which was good.
I think it's Gecko that's north, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is Gecko.
Yeah. Gecko asked for help. That's why Thal went.
Fucking name changers, dude.
So it looks like the push is about to happen over here. Puss takes out a Duff.
Alright, watch, there's this Puss. Alright, look at this goal. Look at the black goal.
Black goal? Or the blade goal?
No, Craig's dumb. It's not yet. So the red Shyster's goal is down the north side. It's the red goal.
Alright, Eastman's dwarf goes down pretty quick. Peeking north.
No.
Looks like Dancy's getting flamed over there, but holding it down.
So Shy runs this goal all the way around. He's now retreating north. He's running from our goal. And he runs it all, yeah, that's the goal. He saves his pass. He doesn't like do what I would do and immediately waste it. Runs it literally, this is a total fucking finish move. Shyster might be finished for all we know. Runs it all the way around.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, you're not expecting at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, naturally, like, I am certainly not expecting any goal to have plus in this game, for sure. And if this dwarf is still alive, right, like, we have a chance to win the game.
Yo gets caught on the Malay unit in the fight there, too.
Watch your fire.
So it can't dodge, yep. Yeah, that dwarf stays alive, man. Who knows what happens on the floor.
I still think they win. I mean, they're, again, regardless, I still think they're in a position to win. Gecko is coming in from north. Yeah, two big things from us. If we could change two things, right? Like, so A, Arsenic is through the wall, not crossing the river. And then two, his unfortunate dead pass. But other than that, like, I think HOTS is in a clear advantage every other part of the game, for sure.
Well, they totally, like, control the tempo right from the start of the game, right? Because they're going to push mid, all of a sudden you guys have to adjust to them. And
Dude,
then it's like, are we making the right adjustments to begin with? And, like, Arsenic kind of went back and forth for a little bit up there, you know?
Yeah, and if they, I feel like if they'd held that mid flag,
over.
It would not have even ended this close. So it was a little bit of a screw up to let us tag mid, I think, because then we had a flag advantage. But if they had held that, I think we would have been even more fucked.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's a very close game either way, right? Albeit, I think you guys won the very early game, and then Sauce won the mid and the late game, you know?
And they were never in danger. Again, as soon as they tagged that north flag, they were never in danger of losing the game, right? Like, they win by 17%. We were never a real threat to get flag 4. So as soon as they got victory imminent, like, from my perspective, game's over.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes things a lot more complicated, right? Because, I mean, at that point, they can just kind of stretch you apart on the map while you're trying to cover all those other flags. But, I mean, I just feel like that mid push is really brilliant, and I don't know if the dwarfs just died quick or what happened, but there was a point where they end up taking the flag, and you guys are still trying to, like, defend that area with dwarves when you really, like, needed all that support then.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of thoughts. I mean, we only had one dwarf mid, and then a really cool wrinkle in the strat that I really like is HOTS shows archers mid. So, and Arsnek has done some POV streams that he shares with the team. Just this is the thing we do because, you know, we're real fucking cool like that on Mystery Men.
Damn.
But ours scouts mid because he's super aware, right? Like, he's looking at mid even though he's north.
Yeah.
He sees archers and he clicks back to north because you'd expect archers to be mid. And then HOTS runs those archers north so the rush can run through. And like that wrinkle is like that to me is one of the more impressive parts about it. Like that was my favorite part of their strat actually. I criticized the letting us take south and mid flag, but like that's really cool because it made us relax. Our dwarf was like fucking guarding the hole in the wall. I was running south to Tiri. Tiri was running south. Like that was like my favorite part.
Well, I think that one thing that we haven't discussed yet, but if that goal that took our flag had just kept running to scout things, because he's already on our side of the map, he would have seen everything, you know?
I mean,
And
Craig,
instead
thank you for
he ran
confirming you
back over.
watched my review.
Oh, no, I really haven't watched it. I promise you, I just haven't had time, but I will watch it now.
It's true. It is true. But again, it's one of those things that like I love about Myth is that like hindsight is always, it seems like so obvious when you watch reviews. Like, and this is famous, right? There's been multiple people like, you know, Merc famously not contesting a flag against NP in some like bottom bracket finals. There's these instances where it seems super obvious when you watch the film, but like in the middle of the game, like our goal made a totally logical choice to not suicide and run back because frankly, we were really excited we got the MIG tag.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right play to make too, in like almost every game is to save the goal.
See, this is interesting. I've been watching because I've basically been playing No Myth, obviously, for, I don't know, 8 years at this point. And looking back at the old films, the thing I used to do, but now is like too hard for me to do, is have a unit like run the backfield and just like see what the fuck is going on. And like now I can't click fast enough, and you know I use 2 presets, so it's too hard. But I do think that's the thing I'd like to do.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, well, being able to see what your opponent is doing is often underestimated, dude. So yeah, you know, props to Thel. Looks like props to Zell too. I mean that strategy. I mean it just, like you were saying, totally counts as that dwarf, one dwarf mid only, and then you guys end up covering the hole that ends up being like, shit, we need to highway that way, you know?
All right, well, I gotta hit the sack.
See you, man.
You have a good night, Clank. Enjoy.
Yeah, night, guys.
Later.
So next up we got Arcane Haven. Oh, here comes the music, right? Hold up.
I had to turn off all my game volume for the beginning of this match, dude. That music just kills my ears.
Oh yeah, it's super distracting, bro. But like, sometimes if you're already in the zone, it's good, right? You're like, alright, let's get it. Need more myth maps with sounds. It's like only this and Gold Riot. But this just bumps. Alright, so, strategy-wise, looks like Sauce gonna split their tro up pretty evenly. Mystery Men, all 3 tro, 2 karma. Mystery Men getting, what is it, 10 souls, 4 more heroes. Sauce only 2 more heroes. Yeah, same amount of souls. So you guys got pretty similar strategies, albeit MM has a few more units here.
And the trowel thing was mostly me trolling Tiri. Tiri wanted the East trowel, so he gave it to me and asked me to give him a different one, and then I told him I wasn't going to. So it was always 2-1. And then I renamed his trowel, if you can find it.
I love karma. There you go. I figured you would say that Terry was the one who renamed it. But alright,
I mean,
so looks like
many people are saying that's what happened.
Oh, I believe it. Homer was telling me like firsthand, bro. Looks like you're gonna take some damage from some mercs here, bro, but at least you're controlling that mid flag. Albeit Eastwind, Terry's way far away from him. But he's over in the west with that other tro. So you guys split the tro, but still had 2 go mid. Interesting.
So this is basically, from my perspective, and Asmo chime in, but like the way we see this is basically the same thing as Haver conceptually. It's a delayed mid rush.
It's similar.
There's no delay this time though, bro. They kind of just go as soon as the malls show up.
they literally hit a trout, right? We show up mid, we see 1 trout, we're aggressive, we all push up. Then the second trout is hiding behind and pushes up.
Yeah, so we were just waiting for my mercs to get around east, the ones that are running for the souls right now, so that you guys couldn't retreat east. But yeah, it was pretty similar.
Blade just, yeah, that was Blade. Unfortunately, I love you, Blade. Blade, unfortunately, shooting ours.
Dude, he was putting up a lot of damage in the last match. It doesn't seem like he's off to a good start in this one. We'll have to see, though. I mean, tro-wise, there's still like 1 fully green health tro. Genghis is like less than half health. And at this point, HOTSauce is kind of getting like encircled here, albeit Terry's gonna run off to the north.
Yeah, so our plan after the initial, we wanted to get a little bit of the lead mid with the rush, and then we wanted to control west and mid flag. That was our plan the rest of the game.
So you guys just totally gave up on east, right?
Other than like a couple mercs, but we weren't gonna like try to fight over there. Just get little free tags if we could.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Flag captured.
Still got this mid fight going on over here.
Flag lost.
Where are you right now, Smoke? Because I see your percentage changing. You have the most kills for your team.
I am in the east. I just have a couple mercs and I'm trying to
lost.
Like near, yeah.
You're just keeping our Zenic busy. Yep.
Flag captured. Flag lost.
And at this point, you guys have kind of broken MM into like 2 separate groups, really. Albeit, I don't know.
Yeah,
like this East Force is just so out of the way, and like HOTS is totally surrounding you and Donsky.
Contested. Flag.
So the big thing for us is like basically
flag.
And I've never used voice for myth, and I think several of the folks are in that same boat. So we've struggled with trying to figure out like how do you communicate in game. Our East basically scatters and tags, which leaves us kind of hiding northwest versus more. Tiri is running around also versus more. Then we've got more units tagging, which seems like it might be good, but there's so much time left in the game, and it's such a close game that the fight time doesn't really matter at this point.
It's still, it's very close. Hello, LSO.
Hey, decided to hop in, get my insight.
It is an open channel.
Yeah, we're on to game 7 here, bro.
Flag
basically
captured.
Yeah.
Totally different teams. It's interesting.
One thing that was unfortunate about this match that is that we had to play with the sub, but other than that, I was gonna add on to what you just said. Yeah, they split us up really nicely here. I was gonna compliment whoever made their first 2 strats for this match. I really loved their Velgomir, and I really loved the Arcane. Both delayed mid rush, and then they split us up and just kind of like downhill from there.
Contested.
So props to whoever wrote these strats for HOTSauce. I was really impressed.
Limp pretty much made the first one. This one was like a team effort, but I'd say Shy probably did the majority of it.
Yeah, they were both good. Much better than my Bergelmere. I was just, you know, I went off my experience, which is mostly Rabble games and whatnot. Usually it's a big push, but you always learn. Yeah, right here in this one, Karma and I, if you notice, we're distracting a much larger force for as long as we can. They have a Tro and a bunch of artillery chasing just 2 Tro and 1 Warlock.
Lost.
Right after that
5 minutes
rush.
remaining.
So,
Yeah, Donsky running off front flag too.
Yeah, I was pretty tunneled. Yeah, I was like, Donsky, just bail on us, see if you can live, go get some tags. But I was pretty tunneled in this one, just, you know, dancing my Warlock around. I didn't take the time to pan around the map or anything on this map. But I felt like, I mean, I honestly don't know.
Think about it, right? Like at this point in time, if you freeze it, we're up 3%. We're up 7-2 in flags. It didn't. I can just tell you right now, it never felt in this game like we were winning. And it's funny because objectively,
you're winning. You're in the lead right here, but damn.
See, Karma and I are in the corner running from stuff. So to me, it felt like we were getting bullied. The whole see, there's my Warlock taking his last chip at damage. We fell down the whole time there.
The Southeast is important right now. It's like a Warlock versus a Merc, and our Merc ends up winning that fight, and it ends up leading us to getting like 2 flags.
And at the end, something that stick with me is when Karma right here.
No mana on this Warlock.
Yeah, Karma splits up his Tro right now, and I head southeast to come help the Warlock. But once I do get the tags, Asmo has me in a point where he takes that 1 Merc, which I think is yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you start running circles around one of those like structures there when I finally get there, and that's where I'm in this critical point where do I decide to chase your Merc in circles or, you know, go somewhere else and hopefully, you know, do something useful and maybe let you get the tags. And I think I chose wrongly on that. But you'll see in a second. I'm getting ahead.
Oh no.
Yeah, so like if the Warlock wins this fight, they have those 2 flags the rest of the game. If our Merc wins it, we at least have one of those flags. You'll see that. It's like a couple percent, but it ends up being pretty big.
I think ours had PTSD to the time, Paris, that he died to one of Kirk's, like, you know, 1-hit red trow on a flag for Armageddon.
Oh, PTSD. I mean, it looks like he's trying to compensate for losing to that Merc over here now by sending some other units down there. But, dude, when he wastes the mana on shooting the flagpole, like, it's like shit. That did, like, nothing. I was better off just taunting that, you know?
Flag lost.
So, I mean, even game, HOTSauce is now evened up tags, so they're slightly in the lead. But if, like, from a just unit distribution perspective, like, this is where I think they did a very good job, is we're in shit spots, and they're more concentrated. We don't really have an advantage anywhere. Like, I don't know where Thierry is at this point, but they've got everyone northwest pinching us. Not much we can do from here on.
Yeah, at this point, it's basically just to see how long we can just keep ourselves alive to keep that whatever second lead it is.
Flag contested.
Like, we're barely ahead in time. So right now in the southeast, I think is where Asmo's doing the little
contested.
The Merc dance around this time. Fight gauges. They start pushing mid a little too late. I think most of our east artillery wasn't doing much all game.
Flag
Chaz a little late there. HMP gets a kill.
Yeah. Just starts falling apart. They get ahead, minute left. This is where we have to pull some pretty crazy.
Ooh! What a nice shot by Spoon, eh?
Flag contested.
But still, he just needs to get that maul on the flag.
Contested.
If you guys had pushed that mid, like 3 minutes before this.
That's what said they pushed it late.
Contested.
Yeah.
It's just a little late on that push.
Flag captured.
But I mean, HOTS takes over the time here.
1 minute remaining.
Take over the flag lead.
If you look at percentages, though, even if we take in mid, the problem is we're losing everywhere else. So, like, I agree we could have won mid. Even if we win mid, they're winning everywhere else in the map, right?
Yeah,
like
that's only one more flag, you know?
Yeah,
this is
I mean, we
where
would
I
have
made
been
a
closer,
mistake.
but we would have lost.
See, I come mid to try to help, but in doing so, I give away both the southeast flags, which is just really a bad mistake. Something in just in a pressured situation, I just made the wrong choice. Coin flip. And I just give away the tro because there's less than a minute left. See, Asmo's Merc. Well, yeah, there it is, coming back. But it got one of the flags. Was able to do some contests when I left.
Lost. Flag contested.
My summary of this would be I really like the strat of HOTSauce. I think it was a very even game after the first fight. And I think they did a better job of adjusting and distributing units from that point on. That would be my 30-second summary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed the strat too. I called a few aspects of it. I figured they would do three-way split tro since some of the people on the team have done that before, and it works well here in my history. So I figured they'd do that, but no one expected the delayed mid rush, and then that really worked out quite well, especially for 2 games in a row. Delayed mid rush.
Yeah, our plan going into the match was to do like some weird strats at the beginning to throw you guys off and then try to get you guys overthinking every game, thinking we're gonna do something crazy.
Right. I mean, after these first 2 games, it's something rather unorthodox both times, and it's like, shit, like what else does this team have? And even if you had nothing else in the book, they're still expecting something to surprise them, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Like the total kills versus time screen you're looking at right now, it stayed pretty close all the way right until near the end. You see they pull away, and that's when they secured the time.
Well, you guys are trying to like compensate for the fact that you're losing on a bunch of different parts of the map, and you're like, all right, now we have to like make some serious moves and try to salvage it. But I mean, kind of like what Karma was saying, arguably it was already lost a little bit before this, you know?
Well, and I mean, my favorite part of the match was probably, I think it's after the next game that we'll watch, but these first 3 games were as close as any 3 games in a row that I can remember playing in Myth, even back when, right? Like, very, very, very close games. Any little thing could have changed, I think, any of the first 3, at least in DE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were really close, which is something that everybody felt at the time. And in hindsight, they're really great games.
Always love that aspect of Myth.
Yeah, the third one and the first one were a little closer than the second, but all 3 of them were real thrilling all the way through.
You know, it's funny though. I disagree a bit only about the second one because the second game throughout is razor thin, right? And if you pause it, that was one of the things that I want to do a better job of in future reviews. It's like you should always pause a game midway through and say like, who do you think is going to win and why? There are several points where I think objectively you can say it looks like Mystery Men are in a good position, but obviously that wasn't true.
Right. I was thinking of it like, you know, in game score and
percentages. Oh sure, yeah.
When you go through that. Sure. When you go through the full game, yeah, it was very close all the way up until the end. But then you can say the same for the next, but inverse.
Sure. No, absolutely.
So, on to game 3. CTF Myopia Light.
A game that I was highly looking forward to.
Yeah, this Myopia map's really good, before it was changed, was just unplayable. This one's really fun, though.
It has, like, the same kind of history that, if anyone remembers what the Shattered Visage map is, it had all those towers all over it. It takes a lot of flattening terrain, but yeah, it's pretty good now. I like it. Reminds you of, like, a mellow Badlands or Leagues from Nowhere.
Yeah, I like both adaptations where they flatten the map out.
Yeah,
Way less cheese going on.
And Limp's taking some shit talk, as all tournament hosts do. You know, it's just a rite of passage. But this, I feel like, was pretty much universally praised as a really good map.
Yeah.
Also, this was my confusion. So I see now, watching the replay, Donsky drew a line and then you wrote my name. So that's why I credited him with explaining me where to go. Is because he drew a line to their flag. Anyway.
See, where did he draw the line? On the right or left? Yeah, that right side line?
No, he drew a line literally from our flag straight to their flag. But anyway, on with the review.
I can't see the map. Yeah. Someone drew. It was either him or me drew the line on the right, and then Blade got like the flanks backwards. So then that's when we redrew the line, and then I wrote your name in bold across the map. I think he drew the line. Yeah, but I wrote the name. So what we have here is we just do even sides on archers and thrall dwarves, and then we have a giant gold pack and a giant heron pack, both going mid for starts.
Yeah, I noticed you got like 6 different players on the archers here, so you're really like betting on trying to win that micromanagement. It looks like you guys start with like an archer advantage as well. You're gonna see less goals on HOTS, but they do have a shitload of dwarves. In fact, they have way more dwarves than you guys, twice as many. And I really like that part of their strat. So I like different parts of like both strats. To be honest, I kind of hate Thrall here, guys. Like I think it's kind of useless, but it's useful, but it's about as useful as a warrior, and they both are just garbo. To be honest.
That's what I was thinking. But 16 warriors or 38 Thralls, so we just went for
You'll also notice that like they're splitting up the herons here, right? That's going to allow them to just be able to break off if needed. But also maybe if they coordinate very well, they could have an advantage in the melee. But if it's not good coordination, it can backfire. Just having 2 people control all the melee.
So if you look at the percents for HOTSauce, Thal and Limp almost had nothing. We were putting, I think it's east side that they go. They're just as dedicated pussers. We wanted to puss fast, take out their archers, and we were going to give them more units after they pussed. So that's the reason for the percents.
Which, by the way, I absolutely love, and I meme on this because
that's how you grew up.
It literally used to be Storm Riders strats back in the day, right? I think this is legit though, right? Like Thal and Limp are clearly good enough players; they can play any units. But you know, a Shyster and EW could handle the archers until you use your pus, right? It's very effective, and then you get spared more units. So that to me was a throwback. I enjoyed it. I think it should happen more often.
I like the idea of it. The only thing I'd be worried about is if when the unit switch comes in, you're being pressured and it just gets like messed up and scrambled, and you start losing units because because they're being traded and whatnot.
Well, it's all about what's going on in the game at that moment and giving the right people the right units. You know what I mean? So I think the strength of that is you can really heavily micromanage one area of the game, and albeit this is something that's going to take maybe less than 30 seconds. Meanwhile, they're going to have the whole rest of the game, and at that point, you could split up units. And I think it really raises efficiency, especially if you're like focusing on pushing just 1 or 2 parts of the map, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's something, to be honest, it would have never occurred to me to make like small pus or like just dedicated pussers and switch units.
Like, cause like right now that like they're east with those dedicated pussers are able to push your units, your team's units, farther, like earlier and like basically faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go look at it. It works. They pretty much take me and Seeker out of the game really quickly, and just leave the archer presence on the east side. I hand Donsky my last one, and then he's pretty much the only one with the pack left over on the east side. So it does work, but at the same time, our west is making pretty equal aggression and pushing. They have a little less percent, so it's hard to say who's up right now, but see, there's one plus goes down. That's 3 on main seeker already. 3 out of 8.
Terrain-wise, it seems you guys are at the disadvantage, but I mean your west is kind of making up for how far back your east has to go. Right now, you guys, yeah, here's the push on you guys.
They land an excellent plus on me right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we make the call. East is lost, right? So we have to push west. And I didn't really understand it, and I thought, and Asmo, you said this later, but like the thing that I was confused about is like Talander has 0%. EW and Shyster are getting pushed badly, and they're just sort of slowly letting us kill them.
So yeah, about this Thalner, the plan was for him to get units on the west, like where Eastwind and Shyster are, and there was some confusion in chat, and he wasn't getting them, so I just ended up giving him units on the east, so he's not just like watching the game, but
yeah,
he's supposed to get units west, and hopefully that would have helped.
That actually is pretty genius when you think about it. Just push the east down to where they can't fight, and then have so many hands in the west that they shouldn't be losing the micro fight. It's something that was actually really smart, but yeah, it just goes south when everyone forgets about Thal.
It just comes down to execution, really. But yeah, in theory, it's like it can be definitely super effective, you know.
And now here on the east, we're pretty much running. Donsky's got a handful of archers. That's like 3 versus their 12 or whatever over there, 10.
I mean, at this point, like, Genghis is going up on your west, which is pushing super hard, but there's really not much he can do because you guys have so many archers and dwarves over there. Whereas Terry's able, I mean, he has like full Heron defense at least.
And that gold pack that we got is actually putting a lot of pressure on that west too. It's just like, I think it's 10 goals large or something like that. It's just a really large gold pack. That was something that Blade requested, and then I think he did a good job of it. Putting a lot of pressure too.
And look, I mean, there are not many things, like, there may be 1 or 2 that Terry does better than me, and just anything myth-related. But a thing he does better than me, like, he's got the ability, from a presence perspective, right? Like, his whole Heron pack here, he does fucking nothing for 10 minutes, but his presence protects the flag, right? And his units are all still alive. I have no patience for that. I would have died. We would have lost this game if I had those Herons. So there have been a bunch of games in this tournament where Tyrion ends up with shit stats and he's done like 4 damage all game. But like literally him just being there, being alive, stalls the game. So props Tyrion. The one thing you do better than me is fucking do nothing.
Yeah, so an alternative way to say that is Tyrion's a very smart player where...
I mean, in all honesty, I wouldn't expect Karma to just rush out with his Herons here, though. At the very least.
Look, you never know. You never know.
I don't know. I feel like at least Blade would try to save you from making such a choice. Because as you can see, Terry knows all. Look, he knows what's right. He's like a god, you know.
So much shooting at my thrall here.
He's just chilling. Meanwhile, you guys are continuing this push on their home flag.
Their east needs to be pushing harder, but instead they just dance with my thrall and just keep shooting at him for several minutes. Because our guys are pushing a lot harder than theirs on the west flank towards their flag. Now Karma's getting up here in dwarf range. Genghis can't do much because of those archers. At this point, the percents are close and both teams are pushing. I just think it really comes down to
your team is on top of their flag and their team is not, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to be pushing harder to make up for the ground that we've gained on the other side.
Contested.
See, we're already contesting. It's a little sloppy right there.
Wow. They've got four dwarves, right? So if I'm them, I'm saying we're okay. We have thrall. We have 4 dwarves. Like, you don't need to suicide. I think both teams are in a pretty similar spot, honestly, at this point.
Yeah,
They got another dwarf flanking over here too.
Blew it.
So there's a big
Genghis
play
did
right
magic.
here with Genghis coming up. He's sort of
Yo.
fights Thrall soon, which hurts us in that late game.
Did he intentionally have dub poster?
He might have thrown it later and picked up a dud. Yeah, or a small. I mean.
Flag
Yeah, he picked up a small.
Flag contested.
He snipes out Karma's dwarf.
I was
What
lagging.
that position is.
Plus goes in from Spoon.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, you stop it right here, and it's like Tiri's presence is still like, you guys don't want anything to do with this melee fight on the flag yet.
See, that's just the
And
mistake
the
where he
dwarves, you
fights
know?
Thrall right here.
Yeah, again, I think Tiri wins this game to the extent that they can't rush that because he will kill them.
Also, I think your dwarfs are on a hill here, if I remember right. It's hard to tell watching it now, but it looks like they have a hill behind the flag.
Ours at home.
Yes, definitely.
That was a-
Fight.
Definitely.
Yeah, we have 3 dwarves on home plus all of our herons, so it's kind of hard to push up into that flag. We have a slight hill advantage.
Yeah, in hindsight, I would have tried to push that harder, but that's why I wasn't pushing so hard, is because the dwarf's on the hill and then all the Thrall in front of him.
Flag contested.
Yeah, I tried
Flag
to play
contested. Flag
as
contested.
stalling as possible.
5 minutes
25 draw
remaining.
had on the flag.
Flag
That was a good buzz
contested.
too.
And
That
there
worked.
was no reason for Asmo's team to have to push up the hill up until like right about now, because how are we gonna take the flag, right? Am I gonna fucking stab their archers, like,
Flag captured.
or the Thrall rather?
Yeah, at that point.
I don't know, you could.
Blade
You're getting
calls
close
it-
enough.
Yeah, Blade calls that we can get off the flag, but
Flag
it
lost.
looks closer than he made it sound. He was like, "Oh, don't worry, you guys can get off the flag," and then in reality, he's attacking with 1 goal.
Well, again, and look at Tiri's herons, full health. He just leaves. So he did not. He does like 8 damage this entire game with the most important unit. But again,
Flag
he kept the flag. He
contested.
doesn't die. It was good.
Plays very intelligent. See right here, I think we could have, these dwarves could have backed off. But I think he eats some arrows. Yep, there goes 1. I was getting too greedy.
Flag
Donsky is 2.
contested.
Both playing pretty ballsy. Yep, he gets shot down. There goes my second. So now we have 0 dwarves on defense, and it's just Tiri.
26-21.
Yeah, down to the wire.
Terry split up the herons.
Yeah. And he plays smart position, going back to protect archers from a potential rush. Now,
Yeah,
their
that
advantage is they have a
5%,
dwarf.
that advantage is like literally the 4 extra herons. 5%.
Yeah, and they have a dwarf too, something we don't have at this
Flag
point.
contested.
So they play smart with it. We can't do any big melee pushes.
How many archers does LSO have alive?
At this point, absolutely
5.
none.
Flag contested.
How many does? Oh, I have 3. Oh, okay.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I was just checking.
Flag contested.
Yeah. Also remember all the plus was used on my archers.
Flag
It's
contested.
a small.
I got
thing,
the joke now,
I
bro.
was quadruple plus karma.
Flag contested.
So there we go. Great goal work by Blade there. Takes out their dwarf. And then now we definitely have an advantage unit-wise.
Yeah, it's game over once you get the dwarf.
Yeah, we have twice as many herons, several more archers, and then Blade and I keep harassing with
Flag
bulls.
contested. 1 minute remaining.
You guys had to go through 8 fucking dwarves.
I know.
Flag contested.
We're hoping your herons to do something stupid and give us a
Flag
chance right here.
contested.
Like turn a fight, but obviously not.
Yeah, Tiri gets to clean up all those archers, so his waiting all game pays off with some free kills.
30 seconds.
And then Donsky goes all in right here in a 3v7 fight.
Flag
and wins it.
lost.
Or was it? It might have been.
The Herons are OP, bro.
They're really strong. Yeah. So yeah, Karma's right. Tiri's ratios don't see any benefit from it, but he just played smart dog game, kept his units alive until when they mattered.
Wait, I can't see.
I mean,
how many
Karma is like propping up Tiri over here, but look at this damage and look at the end results here with 24 kills and 7 losses. Like, you went pretty BC ham here, bro.
Yeah, man.
To say the least.
Colorblind.
Like, is this your best game of MWC so far? Is that what it is?
It wouldn't take much, bro. It's a low bar. It's a low bar.
I like how
this is pretty good, man.
His best damage game isn't on Tro. It's on like a handful of archers.
Like,
look, this
Gecko
is a
had
dirty
solid
secret of our
game too.
team.
You know.
Let me just tell you, the dirty little secret of our team is that I have offered Trow to any player that fucking wants it. Like, I'm ready to sit every game. Like, I'm forced into these roles. So whatever, it's fine. It's my cross to bear.
It's true. We make him Tro.
Well, you're the backbone of fucking MM, bro. Woo. You know what I'm saying? The backbone of MM. See, I almost felt like HOTS had an early advantage here by how much they were able to push east and the early like losses of LSO and Seeker's archers. But I can't really see the line here.
Talk about how close this game is. Fucking the Screaming Force. Sorry, 5 damage difference. Traded flags, right? Like.
3 kill difference. Yeah.
It was
one of the closest games I've played in.
I think it's very defining for MM in the sense that all the other games you guys are playing, it's like one team is getting that advantage, bro, and that momentum is enough to bring it to the end of the game here. And I feel like Sauce had the early game momentum, like pushing down east, and all of a sudden you guys were able to turn that around. And I feel like that's the first time I've really seen that. And we've probably watched I've watched 8 films so far, and it's like this is interesting, man. Now I feel like this is when you guys are really fucking dropping your balls on the ground, dude, because like, you know, in the QRs, dude, you lose the first 3, so it's like you win the next 2, but it's like, dude, if we were in a match, we would have lost the match by that point. But right now, you guys are standing your ground. You flipped the game around where, like, I don't know. I'm just saying. I felt like Sauce had this advantage in the East early, and they were really pushing on that, but you guys just had this stronger defense, and you were able to turn around this push in the West that just took over the game.
Yeah, I think that actually on this one, their push on the East was pretty much countered with an equal push of our own on the West. So I wouldn't say they had much more momentum, but yeah, we definitely did slow them down more on their aggressive side than they did on ours.
Team eliminated.
It was down to the wire.
Game over.
Yo, see how many GGs came out of this game, bro? Terry's like, these games are too good, bro. Like 2020 myth. That's what it is, bro.
That was literally when Chiser said, we don't deserve these games.
Honorable Shysta.
It's actually
just presence, and this is funny coming from someone who will suicide trial for any reason at any time, but just being in the right place at the right time, doing nothing, is super valuable about Myth.
Oh yes,
totally. I totally agree. I'm just poking and prodding. Thierry played that game right.
Look, he's a fraud, and he's the 4th best player on our team, but Thierry's a great guy. Okay, he's a great guy.
Fifth, maybe. Zell's been great.
Okay, you're right. 5th. 5th it is. And if Grim and Rabbit can come back, 7th. You know, who knows?
Get knocked down.
All right, we got the best game coming up, right?
Yeah, you might need to use your F2 this game, Paris. Or you need to find a lot of things to talk about, one of the two.
I mean, it is Terry's for starters, right? So, yeah, I mean, this way everyone's going to show how useful they are by not doing anything for the first 14 minutes.
Playing it real safe.
I'm going to go FK for the first 5 minutes of this game. My request is that Paris, you discuss Limp's passionate defense of this pick for 5 minutes, and then we'll all chime in after you're done.
Yeah, I don't know. I never read it. What's wrong with this pick, bro? This pick is genius. What are you talking about?
Good game on this map.
Tell me why. Tell me why CTF, Flag Rally, or King of the Map would not have been better.
They would have been good picks as well, but you know, I think Terry's worked.
I think they all would have been better. But just the only problem with this game is that both teams wanted to play it safe, and neither one wanted to take the gamble of pushing through the choke.
Dude.
So we just stared at each other for 9 minutes.
I think, honestly, Limp has been very, very generous with the game types in MWC, where we're having a lot more active gaming going on. Because if we did more territories, you're going to have a lot more standoffs no matter what. Like, arguably, you could say territories is boring on every fucking map, because if you want to play that tooth and nail, you're going to be holding a certain areas, you're waiting for that fucking, the sudden death to kick off, you know what I mean? And that's really territories. We might as well be playing, like, 6-minute territories games instead of 10, 12 minutes, don't get me wrong, like, because, like, it's really all about the sudden death with the game type. Meanwhile, like, KOTM, there's different stuff you can do to get ahead in the objective. Same with Flag Rally, same with CTF, same with Assassin. I mean, the list just goes on for me. The thing is, I do love the aspect of Terry's, though, right? Because, yeah, you gotta, like, hold your ground and stuff, but if the other opponent, like, slips up and makes huge fucking mistake, you can just take advantage of that real quick.
Yep.
And it's gonna give you that advantage where maybe you can end the game before sudden death, but, like, all Terry should just go down to sudden death. Same with Lamoth, honestly. It's a blowout if Lamoth don't fucking end with sudden death, bro.
Big Chaz calling out the fact that Clank was benched.
Game on.
Unfortunate.
Oh, yes.
Clank. He's got the biggest bark, but he's not even he's not even playing.
All right, so since this part of the game is gonna kind of be boring, I guess we can talk about Clank versus Shadow. Like, who do you got?
Nah, I'm not getting into that. That's a waste of my fucking stream, I'll tell you that. Alright, listen. Smo gets 1 tro, and Genghis get the other 2, yo. And then it's Kama my bro with all 3.
Yeah, so
man,
which is always 2020 on mid. They had a better strategy here. I think Asmos Tro, the whole plan there was to gain that pool and have both pools, and just to apply extra pressure since they knew it'd be campy mid. But you know, I don't know, so I'll let him talk.
Yeah. So the trail on the east flank, we do that just exactly what Lessa said, to try to push that side so the souls can't get through and control both pools, and we're hoping that would help in the fetch fighters, mid fight in general.
Yeah, which is another really smart thing that NC did. We just kind of, like, honestly, I looked at this map. I said, I don't know, really here. We'll just treat it like Karakadarn. Everyone goes mid except for third packs.
Just a comment. So you see Thierry in the chat saying mid is horrible. We need to start, like, this is because in voice I'm saying rush bed. Like, let's fucking kill this. Go. Pushing pussies. Fight. It's 2 trow. 3 trow. We have more. Whatever.
And honestly, you're right, because in the end, I think when we do push, we do get up a lot. So
that's fair.
Might as well do it now.
It's just a choice, right? Like, so, like, my theory on these maps is if you're gonna go all fetch mid and all trow mid, regardless, like, you just push it, right? Like, and so I think that would be the thing. If I could change this in hindsight, is we need to make a decision right now with 8 minutes left. Like, if we think we can win the mid fight, win the mid fight. If we don't, we need to leave mid. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and you're totally right. In hindsight, I think a mid push would have just been the best thing to, because we eventually do that. Well, we just do it when there's like 30 seconds left and no time to play the map. So doing it is better than later.
I guess credit to Genghis though. Like, so yes, I agree with you. We do push mid and get the mid flag, but they just back up because they don't need it at that point. I'm gonna credit Asmo actually.
Does Blade not know about this white?
No, our team doesn't know that there's a wide end.
Oh, God.
We do suspect that there's one in, and we say be wary for it, but we didn't see it sunk. So, I mean, he does smart to stay away from the pool.
Oh, yeah.
My take is...
He gets a little close there, man. I was like, oh.
Bro, I knew there was a white north or south. We or east, whatever. We said it in the chat. Asmo ends up being the MVP of this game, and nothing else happens, so I'm not spoiling anything. Blade has a fight. Blade could have won. Blade has superior melee in the eventual fight. He just is not used to, as you'd imagine, playing Myth after 10 years. So Asmo wins a fight that, again, from a unit percentage perspective, I think he should have lost, which is quite impressive. And to me, that's the difference in this game.
Flag captured.
Yeah, right here, Blade, it was going through Blade's mind to either give that role to someone, like, he was either going to give it to Miratiri and then just hold the fetch mid because he realized the importance of that flank, but he just never did anything. And also, I offered ours a fetch to try to push his side, but he didn't want to micro that many artillery. So we're just left with another stalemate. Spoon's got the mortars trying to win that pool back a little bit. We're just staring and trading shots. It'll never connect mid.
5 minutes remaining.
Both teams are just playing really passive here, just kind of waiting around. What we could have done is I could have just handed each mid guy one fetch, so they were 4 apiece, and then taken my last one, and then went to either flank with the fetch, probably ours side, tried to do some pushing there. But that didn't occur to me till after. So we really just kind of sit around here for another 3 minutes with indecisiveness. I know at least on my part. See, Fury suggests the same thing that I was. Should ours flank get some fetch? But ours didn't feel comfortable microing that much. So, I mean, the thing that didn't occur to me was to just completely switch around roles mid-game. So we just kind of keep with what we have.
Asmo, I think that was you. Asmo, what's up?
What? I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were saying something. Who was talking?
Chaz.
I mean, I did say something about how when I was just sitting there, I was doing the same thing too with the souls. It's like, there ain't nothing I can do against EW right now. He's got that mortar.
Yeah, the mortar was see, I didn't even really see the mortar with his souls. I just saw souls versus souls, so I was a bit confused about that. And same thing. But like, all 3 of our mid mortars are right now on the right side of the wall, taking shots.
Yeah, you at least had to bring your mort back over to Seeker, and he would have been able to push Eastwind back a little bit.
For sure.
Well, I mean, this is the thing about not having a dedicated captain, which our team will just never have because of who our players are, right? Like, Blade should be stealing all of these Zerks mid. Like, literally every one of them, and moving them south. Because from a Trow and Fetch and Soul perspective, it's not as if they can rush us.
He already has all this, bro.
Literally overwhelm, and he already has an advantage, which I get. But like that's the thing to me is like I'm not a captain either, but that would be the adjustment you would think that someone would make.
Yeah, stealing is usually the go-to and makes a lot of sense a lot of times.
Yo, his Tro gets fucked up, bro.
Yeah, he commits hard, really bad.
And this is with a minute left, bro. He just had to do that super useful thing you were alluding to before this game started, Karma. And that stand around and look handsome. Like, goddamn. Because things got ugly for Blade right there. And it...
Yeah.
Bro, look, I mean...
Now you're going to lose some flags, bro.
Asmo took a fight that... again, like in an even playing field, from a percentage perspective, he'd lose, but he saw a moment where Blade was out of position, right? And he took it.
So see here, we finally do make our push, and we just start absolutely blasting them. There's just like,
and you finally do get that mid back, right? But at what cost? You've lost southeast. There was no adjustment made over there. You're not able to penetrate to the northwest.
The only reason they're mid-backed was because they already had the tags, right?
Yeah,
like
that's
their
what
mid could have fought, they didn't want to contest.
Yeah, obviously. So like in the event that Blade did just hold his side of the river and we did push, it might have gone a little different.
Which is not, again, like, let's be clear. I had 11 damage with 2 Trow, right? Like lots of shit could have happened differently that game. Donsky had 7 damage, you know, like it was a rough game for the Mystery Man.
Yeah, there's something where there was just general indecisiveness and no one had any clear plan what to do.
But
other than sit there and
Smo,
stare.
with the MVP, 19 kills, 60 damage. Like,
Oh, yes.
I mean, you know, you got it, bro. It's all you.
That flank fight won it. For sure.
Big damage. Was that Smo who was against Blade down there?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
man.
before the melee get in the fight, and then just cleaned up down there, won the whole east side of the map.
Which
Also,
I mean, Asma, I feel like you thought I didn't give you enough credit, even though I gave you, you know, fucking MVP of this game. So, any comment about your performance? You want to just like add on?
I don't know. So I think the white was a big thing in the River South, like for me, confidence-wise, because you said you knew what it was, but the way Blade was playing, he didn't know it was there.
We didn't
So-
know there was a white there.
So even though he had more units,
we knew
I
it
was
was south,
confident
but we
the whole
thought it was
time.
mid.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had two. You killed one of them. We had one that was like north.
North of the same pond or
Yeah.
the north pond?
North.
Oh,
north
sorry.
pond.
So when I say east, but like in our chat, we were saying there was a white east of the wall.
No, I'm just surprised because I was confident the whole time against Blade, even though he had more melee there, because the white, just like the way he was playing, it's like he didn't know I was there. So long as I stay close to the river, I don't care that he had more melee. So when he started to push in right there, I was confident turning because of it.
Yeah, unless I missed the call, our team didn't know there's a white there. I don't know why Karma says we did know there was one. I never saw this song.
Probably because I don't vision and tunnel like a noob, Thor. I'll post the voice receipts later. But Paris, anyway, Smo MVP of this game. I think we're good to go to the next.
I think we're in agreement there. I feel bad for Blade, man. He was doing something earlier in those early games a month before these ones, but he's just having a rough match here. I don't know why you guys had him captain. Like, did you just get sick of LSO's shit? Like, what happened, man? Why don't you have the little guy step up?
I wanted to play and not captain.
Oh, you greedy. You're greedy.
Everyone didn't have any problem with it, so I wanted to play.
I mean, I will tell you this. I'll give you a little anecdote about LSO as a captain. In this series that you're watching right here, I participated in strategy sessions for the first game on Ver for about an hour, and Lord Scary Owl, like he was very, very certain about the strats. So after that, I had to back out. For the bottom bracket finals, Lord Scary Owl was way more interested in group input. So I feel like LSO is like more interested in figuring out who on his team wants to do what. I think he did a really good job. He's adapted. So LSO, shout out to you.
That was the only map I was that confident on and didn't go well.
Well, I quit. I literally didn't strat a game after that. So that's my fault.
Blade and ours stuck around and gave a lot of insight input on the rest of.
Dude, if you had Blade's units there as the captain, I feel like you guys might have had a different result. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Blade.
Like, put on the big boy pants, LSO. You're gonna cap these finals.
Oh,
yeah.
Look, we love LSO. We're gonna play for him. I said this at the time, right? Like, I teased Limp about, you know, he was high on the horse of strat. On creep, to me, that came down to basically a coin flip fight that Asmo played better. So I don't say that, you know,
No, that's not coin flip, bro. No, that wasn't, because, dude, Blade's Tro goes so far forward, and he loses half of his health dude, that wasn't a coin flip, bro. I'm just saying, there was definitely, before you're making an excuse that Blade hasn't played in a while, so I get that.
Give me 10 seconds.
Oh, I'm wrong, all right.
All I want is 10 seconds. Imagine Tyria's versus Tyri on that flank, or Paris's versus Paris. This is a compliment to Asmo, by the way. If Tyri is playing Tyri, and you had to bet on a side to win that fight, every time you're going to bet on the Tyri, right, on the side of Mystery Men, because he has more melee, the white is not in range. So all I'm saying is that Asmo like overperformed, won a fight against the odds. That's not a strategy victory, right? That's like Asmo stepped up and fucking won a fight he should have won, which is impressive. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I was saying that it's a coin flip if you look at it like F7. You know, they're pretty equal. They're pretty equal unit sets going into it, with pretty equal position. They're both in the low point of the river. So from that perspective, it is a coin flip. But no, we're not making excuses for Blade not playing or anything. Asmo definitely did better there.
I've never complimented Asmo in 15 years in Myth. I'm not going to start now unless he deserves it. Like, let's be honest.
Well, I do see your point. I see your points here. Okay, you've pled your case. I overrule what I said before. Not that I remember, you know.
Long time ago, man.
Yeah. So let's go on to
Game 5, Quietism or Quixotism.
Yeah.
How do you guys pronounce it? I've always pronounced it Quietism.
Quixotism.
Someone called me an idiot for I pronounced it Quietism. Someone was like, "That's the dumbest pronunciation I've ever heard." So,
I'd say Quix or Kix.
I've ever heard, but it seems wrong.
Wrong one, Paris.
How do you guys know?
I have to say it's the Georgian spelling, you know. Being from Georgia, it's a Georgian pronunciation.
Could be. I've never had another Georgian try to pronounce Quixotism.
Yeah, you're the only Myth player in Georgia.
Actually, that's not true. Hobbs is from Georgia.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Jesus Christ.
I see Zach is immediately talking shit. I'm surprised Clink has said nothing.
Zach's and Clink's role on the team is just they do the barking while the rest of the team does the biting.
Whoa!
Actually, wait.
Are you throwing shade at your opponents this weekend, bro? Because Donsky did that before and it didn't work out for him. You can ask him about that article he wrote one time. He'll probably remember.
Throwing shade at Clink and Zach here.
Okay, so also
the rest of the team does the bite.
Dude, they're gonna roll Clank and Zach out first game, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I didn't see this coming."
Paris, I will
right in the pronunciation, actually.
I was right, Quietism?
Yep.
Oh.
No, wait. Sorry, you're wrong. It said.
You gave me a little brief moment of hope and security.
I just need a minute here. Like, I just want to say that, like, you know, back in the day, I just reviewed the 2007 finals. You know, I've been in many finals from like the 2008 to 2012 period. And in every one of those, like, there wasn't a player that got 0 games played before the series was decided. So like, you know, Limp, I know you're out there listening. Like, why are you defiling the name teacher spirit and benching all of these players? Like,
especially
you know,
after we care so much more, and then he
it's
goes and
fucking Homer's birthday. Like, look, we're gonna let Rav and Grim play. Like, the least you could do is like let everyone get a game when it matters.
Dude, you don't get it, man. Like, he'll never get 2007 back, and they had Fire and Lud playing in the finals, and
yeah,
I have no more to be said because that's probably exactly what he'll tell you, bro.
Bro, in 2012 against South Park, we let fucking Dante, not Donsky, Dante, fucking FG in the sudden death finals. Okay, like, this is a tradition.
Letting your NP player who didn't show up to any matches have the FG.
The biggest
That's good luck.
for calling out the sitting is the fact that Lamp has several times in a full voice chat has given a seminar about how the Mystery Man, and especially myself, Lord Scary Owl, care more when he's out here benching his players. Garrick didn't even see a match in this series that we're covering right now. Garrick was there the whole time, sitting in the
Yo,
lobby.
he played the entire first match, though, and played like a pro, bro.
But, oh yeah, he played the first match.
Yeah. Hop into the match here. MM has the advantage in the north. It looks like
yeah, we have both
mid will be a stalemate, but HOTS probably has more mid, and HOTS definitely has way more in the south. Ooh, maybe it's rather even.
They have more mid, even south, and I think we have more north, something like that. We didn't buy any archers, and we bought more pus, less merms, so that was the difference in trades.
Ooh. Well, Gecko swings up north with his herons, and suddenly that advantage you guys had up north doesn't look so strong anymore.
When he shifts up, I send adrenaline too. So Adren brings his dwarf and herons up north too.
Oh, so now you went from Seeker as your substitute to Adrenaline.
Yeah.
Little downgrade, but you know it's okay.
Yeah.
I
That
thought
is
Chaz
cheat
pulled
codes.
his weight. Time to give someone else a shot.
Uh-huh.
I did message Adrenaline originally, like that morning, and when he finally said, "Yeah, I'll come sub," I was like, "All right, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna like, you know, message him and then deny him." So when he showed up, I let him play. So right here, big warlock shots.
Yeah, Donsky and Arsenik really tearing up that melee.
Blew up half the merms, equalized the percent.
They're up against Homer and Clank. A fascinating mid combo.
And then in the north, I think we started to push across the river a little bit when Tyrion's artillery starts to arrive. Gecko's doing a pretty good job. Like, no one wants to push uphill against dwarf heroes.
Yeah.
Everyone knows how great they are. So.
Dude, I would have Hammer, yeah. Homer or Clank, I would have mid. And I would definitely have foul play in mid instead of either one of them, to be honest.
I think that, I don't know.
It's just Thal can if Thal could make the difference in this mid matchup here. It doesn't really matter at this point in the match as it is. But it's like boom, alright. So now there's a pus goal down.
Yeah, so right here we bully them off mid and have a huge mid flank. We have the one flag that
Woo! Gecko taking serious hits too.
Ooh.
Who is this? Yeah, Adrenaline flanks in.
Yeah, so
along with Theory.
Double up on Gecko. The spiders can't do much north because our spiders are there.
Yeah, they're just chilling. The real fight is here. I mean, what's going on in the south? A lot of passive play.
Yeah, just line up a fight pretty much. I think I was supposed to be where Karma was, then Karma was supposed to be where I was, but like I didn't verbally dictate that, and it just kind of said go south, Karma. So he went, you know, south as Karma does, just listening. I said that in a negative connotation, didn't mean it. I said go south, so he went south, and I did too.
Listen, I was not paying any attention at all to this match. Let's be clear. It was over at this point.
Wow,
really?
That's a horrible. Okay.
Bro, you're paying enough attention where you just blocked the warlock shot from Shiesta, dude. So I don't know if I believe you. Whoa, yo, Shiesta's not paying attention though. Oh, but what was that shot, bro?
What do you
was
mean?
that max range, or did you click him?
I clicked on him.
Yeah. He turns around and yeah.
Yeah, newbie move right there. I would assume the click would follow him, but I guess I would have to click like a half second later.
Yeah.
The follow range that Myth has.
Takes a great player to keep his warlock alive there, man. Props to Shy. The legend.
Yeah, he is a great player. That one was more my mistake than him completely leaving his warlock entirely in my
Definitely 100% your mistake. You should be ashamed.
Yeah.
I don't know why you continue.
So here we are pushing all the way across mid, getting another flag, so doubling the flags on him and up 7%. So.
Well, the stuff going on with Clank is like super boring. Like, what is he doing? Nothing.
Who knows?
Meanwhile, like Texas Pete over here, the limp, is blasting away blade spiders. We got the melee going off. Ooh, looks like Tyrion's dwarf gets sniped out by Gecko.
Tunneled, but then these spiders get chopped up, so kind of.
A lot of pus not being used by your team here, man.
And then an auto there, but.
You guys do have flag advantage. You're up 4 minutes.
Who is it?
Oh, it's totally me.
Oh my God, Spoon, that was.
Oh yeah, it's my pussing that game was god awful.
Yeah, that was rough to watch. You've had much better games, spider games.
Oh, just wait. I destroy some shit mid later. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, I think my reasoning for giving you spiders and Sleepy Hollow is because you did a great job this game. So I guess I just didn't see that double miss a pus. But I think your spiders ended up doing great. You and Blade.
Just block it out of your mind. Don't even worry about it.
Flag contested.
Yeah. So here we, I guess, execute a rush.
Ooh. Pus goes down on the dwarf. Looks like the dwarf will fall.
Great pus by Blade.
Ooh. A lot of stuff going down there.
Oh, okay, sweet. Was that a live death or was that a pus?
I think it was pus.
Always love a good myth explosion.
Yeah, I took out some Heron Guard there. Maybe a Merm.
So, that rush was good for map position wise, but it really evened up the percent play over there, so it's a little closer.
These dwarf heroes, man. Miracle units, bro.
We're not getting much ground south, so
HOTS is really pushing mid now, bro.
Yeah, I sent Donsky south to try to help us push that, but in return, HOTS pushes mid and pushes ours off. So I go back mid. I don't know when, a second from now or whatever.
Yeah, ours taking a big hit there from Homer the Brave.
Yeah, Homer did pretty good right there.
Flag lost.
So the biggest blunder of the match is it's Clank here in a second. So see, my units are peeling off, heading towards mid right now.
I see Karma's dwarf has died. R.I.P. So blindy. Oh I mean, you guys are up only 3 minutes now. I feel like HOTS is caught up in time a little bit.
For sure. Journalin pushes uphill and then complains about hills having extra range. Like
honestly, I was out of sync for this game, so I don't really know what happened.
There we go.
Yeah, Adren pushes up a hill and goes, "Wow, that dwarf has extra range because it's on a hill."
Flag lost.
Yes, genius. It does. You might have known this if you played mid for 20 years. So, here's Clank.
Zach.
Yeah, here Clank's in about the worst position he can be, because you notice Homer the Brave has 0 melee.
I think Adren is making a joke about getting high, actually, though.
Doubt it. I think he's just
yeah.
So here I call the rush on Homer. Clank's way out of position to do anything.
Yeah, Clank taking some damage to his dwarf there. I mean, you guys just starting to control all over the map.
Yes,
although you're down in percentage here. But now you're you're cleaning up this mid.
So Homer keeps his Warlock alive, which is good on him.
Flag captured.
We see that dwarf there, so decide not to keep rushing it. And yeah, we're
a bunch of artillery going down here. Ultimately, like the dwarf dying is most significant. The dwarves just rule this map, man.
Yeah, Donsky gets pushed back hard by Shyster there.
Flag lost. Flag.
I think it's because he had to spare. I asked him to spare one of his artillery to Karma, and we see Karma's percentage now.
Flag lost.
So rough on Donsky.
Flag contested. Flag contested. Flag contested. Flag lost. Flag contested. Flag captured. Flag contested.
And then here people just have units here and there contesting all across the map.
Flag
even though we're
lost.
down 7%, we're up
Flag
6 minutes. So
contested.
the goal here is just to keep contesting and not lose any more units.
Flag captured.
As long as we keep the flag advantage
Flag
for just
contested.
2 minutes, we should be fine, which isn't too hard to do. But at the same time, not too hard to come back either. We are 7 minutes ahead, which would be hard to surpass. They basically have to have all the flags for about a minute to win, which should actually be really hard to do.
Flag lost.
I don't know, you guys definitely have more mobility at this time. They only have like 2 spiders left in the
most of
northeast.
their percent in melee.
Flag lost.
See, we have 3 melee right there chasing 1 when could be 1 or 2 chasing. We have some good spider play, but I think that's Blade down there on the flag you're watching.
Flag
down the south. He's up in the northwest.
He's on both.
Yeah, and in the southeast. You're right. Now you're sending your Heron down there.
Flag contested.
I mean, it's pretty much in the bag at this point, bro. I mean, unless they just are able to kick you off every flag. That's just how KOTM goes. Ooh, Homer's Warlock finally goes down and is unable to take out Spoons.
Flag
Good trade
contested.
from Spoon there. See, I could have probably even helped block, but I think I was messing with that Heron down there, so I missed the opportunity to save
Flag
the Warlock. But
contested.
Yeah, this goal sucks, bro.
Contested. Flag contested.
Keeping things alive there. Yeah, Dunsky's got a...
Contested.
See the...
I don't know, if I was Eastman, I'd be trying to like move differently to really kick this goal off the flag, man.
Flag.
Yeah,
But he has quite a bit of units left.
See, the thing here was I have several different units in places, and I'm looking around, like I hit F7 and I see 3 people with 0 units, right? So I start handing them stuff, and turns out they all have just like, there's so many unit points in this map, or trading points. So like Blade, Donsky, and Karma all have stuff dancing right now. So like I spent like a solid 30 seconds on this map just handing units and then taking them back because people were like, oh, I can't use that right now. But they were doing great jobs of contesting anyways. There's Zach. There's Zach again.
Over.
Well, he was wrong about that one, eh? Or maybe he left that gem in there for me. So, looks like Spoon had a pretty good game. I mean, all around your team had a pretty good game here. I guess Karma was having some issues, but Clank having some issues as well. Zach losing like all of his spiders really took a lot of map control opportunity off the map for HOTS. You guys were able to execute some pinches and really cut down on the unit advantage they had, which was pretty impressive. Homer gets most damage here, bro. Homer's gets most damage, bro.
By how many?
That's what it is. He's got 35 damage, bro. Homer the legend, bro. That's crazy. Looks like Gecko has this huge game too.
What I was gonna say about Spoons is he did that 28 damage with spiders, so he got second most damage on our team with just spiders. Pretty impressive. No artillery on a map with tons of heavy artillery and heavy melee.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm led to believe that like someone else is playing on Blade's account now, or someone played on his account in like a month ago, and now he plays on the account. I'm just surprised that there's a large difference in his play, but I don't know. You guys, he's got different things to do.
Get that starting spot early on.
Yeah,
I mean, you do have to look at it like you were defending Kron and Captain's ratios and whatnot with their play. Blade doesn't have great ratios there, but he keeps 3 flags contested 3 different places at one time this game. So where he goes 6, 12, and 19, he's playing the game type, and he played really great position. So all in all, I say this was a pretty good game for him. He played support to Spoon and Tiri, and then in the end game, he kept 3 flags contested and was being vocal in voice. So yeah, you can hate on his ratios, but I think Blade played a great game because of.
Yeah, see those things behind the scenes I'm not really aware of. We're not able to get your voice chat.
It made a huge difference for Blade's play on this made a pretty big difference for the game type, so it's something that stuck out.
That's the thing is like now in the match you've taken over as captain, Blade's gone to go be a player instead, and you're saying he's done a great job here. It doesn't show in the stats, but you still feel like he's done a great job. I mean, it just goes to show that, I don't know. You should cap the finals is basically my point, which I'm getting to, but I'm just not going to bother repeating it again.
I captained bottom bracket, and that went well, so I'm going to go ahead and do finals. And Blade really does perform well with like what you would consider like captain's units, like spider packs, gold packs, and whatnot, just support stuff, where he can focus on game type and be vocal. He does that well, but.
So would you say that you feel he's gotten better in the past month of playing? Like he's improved, or do you feel like it's the same player? Because that's really the point I'm making, and it's different than what you guys were saying about Captain and Kron.
Rabble games. It's like when Blade first showed up in Rabble games, he was pulling out like great ratios and stats and stuff, and he still does in Rabble games. But like Blade doesn't. I mean, he can't pull out the same damage that we aren't because, in that game he has spiders. So he's going to have 6 kills, 19 losses, 12 damage, and play the game type. There's not much he can do to do ratios. See, I'd say Blade's just as good as he was, a month ago. He does what he needs to do, and he's not going to be someone that's giving heavy hitting rolls and killing unit rolls. He's going to be giving someone that contributes where he does contribute best, which is game type.
Well, earlier in the tournament, we saw him killing units, bro, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Early in the tournament, I wasn't there, Donsky wasn't there.
That's the thing is, though, the team dynamics had totally changed in the second match, where I feel like Sauce might have even gotten a little bit more beef, like, for this entire match.
Yeah, totally. They definitely buffed up big time.
I mean, you guys were you guys had to have a sub all match. Only had 7 players total. So
Yeah. So the thing is, at the beginning of the tournament, Blade was giving killing stuff, but I feel like Zell and Donsky are now in the killing stuff roles, where Blade's in the game type support roles.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like that works best.
I mean, I'm thinking I looked an amazing player, but I think Zell might be a little better. Just his team's a bit better.
Zell's definitely
he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's actually been playing really well, and he's definitely been performing in the kill stuff role. If you look at ratios and stats and stuff, he's pulling out pretty high kills and damage in a lot of games. Which
Zell's in good form right now.
Right now, he's put in the request to show up Sunday instead of WoW Raid with his clan or whatever. He said WoW is like the wife and Myth the mistress. You have to keep the wife happy so you can visit the mistress sometimes.
Zill always puts up good ratios. No one thinks he's going to do good because he shows up for not playing like 4 years, and you expect him to suck, especially with the freaking forms he uses. And then he always has some of the best ratios.
The thing he said about Rust specifically is that Rust really only applies to people that just don't play games when they're gone. Or he's played tactical and strategy games since, like World of Warcraft and stuff. Things where you're clicking a lot. And the more you click a lot and play your keyboard a lot, the more you just are generally warmed up. So even if you do have some Rust, it's not near as much as like Blade or Karma, who just put down games for 8 years, just doing whatever.
I mean, I think Karma was still playing like StarCraft and stuff.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that Zell's a gamer. Zell's playing games a lot.
Yeah. Blade is a wife, got a wife now. He's all grown up. He's got that big paying job. He probably doesn't game as much anymore.
So the total score between Name Changers and my team is 6-4 going into the finals.
Yeah. So it's safe to say
all across the board.
Definitely. Safe to say the games are always close between you guys. It's safe to say that HOTS is the favored team going into the finals just due to the results alone. You guys have a really tough path to get to to even have the opportunity to win MWC finals. So like, you feel prepared to go through and win this best of 7 and then get into sudden death and be ready? Because I mean, it's a long trek. Whereas I mean, Smo and HOTS, they just have to win a quick best of 7, and it's a wrap for them,
Right. In the same way, it's gonna be tough for us to power all the way through and win. It's gonna be tough for them to hold their position. And
they're favored, man. So they're going into it. They're feeling comfortable going in. You know what I mean? Besides, maybe they had a week off. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but we got like a whole squad of veterans. Like none of these guys are fresh in the weeds. Like these guys know what they're doing.
Oh, there you go.
As Karma's pointed out, he's been in like 4 sudden deaths, so it's nothing new. They're all pretty comfortable.
What's your predictions, Paris? Let's hear it.
See, that's what I'm thinking, right? Because the odds are telling me, right? The Vegas odds, due to results, it could be 4-3 or 4-2 in HOT's favor. I feel like those have the best odds of happening. Do I think MM could go and win the whole thing? Sure. Do I think that they could get to sudden death? It's more likely they could get to sudden death than they could then carry on that momentum still. So, I mean, Vegas odds, yeah, 4-2. But, like, my predictions, I would probably play on the money there, But we'll just have to wait and see. Like, right now, I don't know who's showing up for HOTS. I don't know who's showing up for Mystery Men. I think both teams are talented. I mean, I think it's very capable to go into sudden death. I mean, these are going to be great games. Some of the best games of the fucking year, for sure. So.
For attendance, to answer you, we have 2 people with small children, so they're always a 50-50, but I think everyone else will be there. So we should have a full team.
Well, I hope both teams are full.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's the thing is, like, when you check out these earlier matches too, right? You have MM. They're losing not in game 5, not in the final game. So arguably the odds are like 4-1, 4-2, or 4-3 in favor of odds. But I don't know. Odds are shit. Like, we're playing in a game where you have pus duds decide shit. So I'm sure it's gonna be exciting one way or the other. You know, I'll be around. I plan to cast it. I'm sure some of you guys will be like live streaming your play as well, which will be pretty cool. Might be jumping onto some of those just to get like extra perspective in the games, but who knows if you guys are actually going to be live streaming. And I'm sure there'd be crazy delay. But I'm excited to see exactly what happens, man. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, could MM turn this around? And at what opportunity, like, do they have here? You know, it's tough because they need this to go late, right? But they got a bunch of Euros, man, and the Euros are going to start getting tired. And they're going to be like, yo, I got to get up for work tomorrow, man. Like, fuck this. Like, so they might get a little desperate in that way. But maybe I'm just biased against Euros, even though they fathered me.
I think
so. Yeah, man. I mean, getting back to like the veteran thing, like these dudes have been playing Myth for 20 years, and they've been doing the same thing for the 20 years. So like, you know, it's not like they're like, oh shit, it's Sunday, I have to work tomorrow. I didn't see this coming. They're like, I knew this was coming. Like I knew this was coming.
Yeah, I think they're prepared for it and willing altogether. And in saying that, I think both teams are pretty excited going into it for the games that'll ensue.
Yeah, man, it's 20 years experience. Like this is gonna be
I
hot.
Just mean, both the games are gonna be. I mean, the games all the way through sudden death are gonna be great, and both teams are excited for it. I'm sure, especially after the last week. I don't remember much about the QRs. I remember like 2 of the maps that were played. I got home. Like I wasn't even expecting to be at QRs Memorial Day, but then DE3 was really close, really fun games. So expecting the finals to be a lot like DE3, except for maybe Limp will play as bottom players.
I mean, I think we're probably gonna show the same roster and probably play our best players until we win it. That's our plan. I mean, that's how we do it the whole tournament.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It is a foolproof strat. It'll be great games, man.
The trophy is on the line. If there was no trophy, I'll play anyone. Need the soul bladder.
It is a pretty cool trophy. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Garnish put that thing together.
Yeah, it is actually like a really cool trophy. It's worth having.
All right, so like throw it down here, guys. Like if HOTS wins, is Limp just holding on to that thing? Because Clank's talking a good game about like seeing it, touching it. I don't think he's ever gonna get close enough to even
I'm pretty sure Garnish was gonna buy. He's like bought a mold. Told me he's gonna distribute a trophy to each participant.
Yeah.
So
I think everyone on the team gets one.
Yeah, it's not just one person.
Man.
That's probably just a joke, man. Like that's what I'm thinking.
Get one. Like people that play get one, for sure.
That's so much more exciting. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like one.
No. What were you guys gonna do? Send it international back and forth? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, pay like $70. Pay like $70 just so you can hold it, take a picture, and send it back.
It's like Stanley Cup. Everybody gets to hold it for a few minutes, walk around with it for a bit, then pass to the next guy.
Yeah, and you can get some COVID-19 along the way. I'm just saying, man, like, we live in that time, and that's another factor what made Myth great this year.
Limp's not even going to open his first week that he gets it, or if he gets it, excuse me. He's going to put that thing in the corner, let it get COVID free.
Yeah, man, you got to let it sit in the sun, burn that shit off.
I mean, I recommend everyone probably does that. You never know.
Spray it down with Germ-X. Yeah, let it sit in the sun and put your healing crystal on it. Everyone get your quartz and topaz.
Oh fuck, are we having that conversation? This is a different stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna close the stream now. You got thank you all for viewing. You guys have a great night, and I appreciate the viewing. Thank you, Smo. Thank you, LSO. Thank you, Spoon, bro. And thank you, Karma and Chaz, for showing up.
All right, take it easy.
Man.
Thanks for the stream.
Yep.
Yeah,
good hanging. Catch you later.
Thank you. Have a good one.